struggle to find things to pick against this bait side, because nearly every map that they've got, bar, I would say, Vertigo, which of course sort of is their ban, nearly every map is very, very good. And it, you know, for bait, they're a very difficult side to try and pick in against. They have gone for the Ancient, which obviously is very decent for Nemiga, but it's not bad at all for bait. They basically have the same win rate on it, and bait have a few more reps.
Absolutely true. So we'll see. It's going to be a close one. This is the map that maybe decides the series. MPL finds the first head. Headtrick joining him here, both in terms of kills and in the grave in the end. So 3-on-3 really quickly ensuing. The T side probably going to enjoy that quite a bit. They've got pressure at mid, pressure on B. Kill found on B. That's a big deal. The rotation's got to come in. I think there's good information that at least one will be rotating in. Where is this other player, though, is what they are lacking at the moment. On that Nemiga side, they'll be backing each other. Oh, Alex goes down early. It looked clean from Captain Kirk. He needed the support in here, just not fast enough. Really under pressure there to find those kills, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, good start for Nemiga. Set the tone nice and early here. Coming towards this pistol, get it, bomb down, see off that post one, and now look towards this next few rounds early in towards this game, where you can start to build up a little bit of a repertoire. Of course, it looks like we're force buying here. Yeah, bait are going to force buy. Obviously, not too big of a fan of this, but we did win one earlier today when we casted them, so I guess I can maybe give them a little bit of leniency. Nemiga, pretty solid buy coming out for them in all fairness. So double AK, one Galil, double Mac 10. Pretty strong as second round buys go.
Alex trying to find the smoke. There he is. You know what? If he'd made his way through cleanly, he hit the doors, I think. He might have caught that player reloading or repositioning. So that's kind of rough. That's the B-bomb site completely open as well. We'll see. Are they faking presence? Are they going to commit to the A stack? It looks like not. It looks like they will start rotating around.
Smoke out towards short. Send the out. Blocked off. Just goes back over towards long. That was there. So, why not? Starting to make it a little move. Cave cleared, but not exactly going quiet about it. He's making noise. Smoke to block that fight. Sentinel can't do all too much fast spam. He doesn't find all too much with it. Site taken quite nicely by Nemiga. Bomb will go down in just a moment. There's three players very immediately here, though, for somewhat of a retake. Nade does good damage, but I won't deny this bomb going down in a 4-on-5 in favor of Nemiga. And it looks like, in all fairness, it's going to call for a full save. They are out of there.
Ooh. That's rough for Captain Kirk. Close to a kill, but not close enough. So we'll see. This is looking like a good start for the T side of things. They've got the rifles out quite early, actually, maybe anticipating a force buy. So very, very curious to see whether bait can answer back quickly. It's an upper hand for Nemiga at the moment. It's 5-7. Does well to find a couple, so here we go. Some money potentially to be made in the next round with that Mac 10.
True. That's at least a small little positive. I think a little silver lining and all that. But, yeah, unfortunately, a failed force buy does mean 2-0, probably 3-0 for Nemiga to kickstart things here, which, all in all, not going to complain too much about. Question being now, though, for bait, can we see this side actually start to showcase really what they've got in the locker when the guns come out on that CT side? Bait, we know they're a side who, generally, at least from the series that we caught them earlier, pistol rounds aren't exactly all too favorable for them. It's the gun rounds where they really get active. I'm not too concerned just yet, even though the early part has been a little lackluster. Mac 10 will get one. There's that money we spoke of. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit more here. And there it is.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
Lovely finds. Lovely finds. 5-7 still the action as well. Gets distracted by the noise. 3-on-2. Deagle quite close. Still in the danger zone at the moment. I'm going to take down Captain Kirk. Might follow that blood in the water, though. NPL around this corner. Xanta seems somewhat sure of a move. NPL just waiting patiently. So it's kind of a game of chicken at the moment at the bottom end of ramp.
Swipe. Holding for a donut play. NPL. Oh, he turned around at the worst. Literally the worst possible time. 180. Quite literally as they peaked. It could not have actually got worse there. But, I mean, ultimately, that was a round. We're not really too heavily in. It was a low buy. Expectations were minimal. And the results were minimal. This is the one we're looking at. Full buy coming through. Hedrick's got the AWP out. M4's around it. And this is where we've got to start seeing Bait deliver. They cannot allow Nemiga to snowball any further. Do things get pretty dicey. They've got to make the CT side round stick and also stick cleanly too.
All right, let's see. Cynthia, a little bit of early damage, but beyond that, not too much to speak of. Nade goes in, spam to follow it. Ooh, dangerously close. Nade wasn't quite on the mark. So we'll see now. Smoke goes down, but cave control, without even seeing anyone, has gone the way of Nemiga.
Still making control take him out. T side is pretty good. Molotov. A spam, the classic combo by Captain Kirker, but not a hell of a lot really being garnered with it. So they want to creep up towards Red Room, it seems. They're playing inside or just behind that smoke. Risky Bob has a flash that could have allowed him to pop in. Opts against it, though. Still sticking a little further back. What is the play, though, where we're at? It's been, so far, pretty tentative from Nemiga against his first gun round. They're trying to figure out what this setup's looking like. Once again, though, they might just finish towards B.
Oh. Okay. That's a ridiculous one. Exactly what they needed, though. Great space to work their way in towards the sites. Khan being a nuisance right now. Blocking each other here as well. A little panicked from Bait, it feels like. Alex will get a double, but sort of all in vain. His exit is blocked. They're after him. Yeah, and they know that they've got him trapped in and that he's got no support. So, an easy pickup. Really well played here from Nemiga. This is a great start.
Risky Bob looking for that exit as well. Hedrick's trying to keep this off alive, and he will get a little exit kill. And actually, I think now, I was going to say should be okay, but a missed shot here, and he could be potentially in a little trouble. I don't think they actually have enough time to fight him. So it's up to park up in towards Temple, with a bit of respect shown each way. And that'll be that. 4-0 start for Nemiga. Honestly, looking good. No complaints about this side at all so far. Oh man, we highlighted MPL, so not a hell of a lot to offer out from him. Hedrick's had a few kills, but unfortunately, the impact really isn't there for anybody on Bait. So yes, he's got some numbers, but it's too big of a difference. 4-2-0. This is a Bait roster who currently need to pick it up a little bit, unfortunately, with the buy they've got. I'm not really expecting a hell of a lot in this one either. Double MP9, double upgraded pistol and all. Saved over from last round. The AWP down to half already.
Yeah, a little bit rough. But still in the thick of it, still in the action here. Looking for a little bit of a peak. Nothing favorable is presenting right now for the Bait side of things. They have to play a slower game and hope that the kills come to them, which at the time being, it's not really the case. Nemiga sussing it out, right? What's on the other side of this? Have they bought? Like, the economy is kind of there to potentially go for a buy. So you really do have to figure out what the move is.
True. Quiet as they're moving towards a main. Oh, 5-7. Oh, close range, man. That gun is broken. I'll always be baffled when I see people pick up the CZ. A shot, MP9 at close range. Also pretty scary, especially when it's on the move. Oh my god, no way. This round with not a hell of a lot in terms of the investment might be about to do something ridiculous. Essential is having a round and a half here. Risky Bob is all that's left. He spotted a shadow. Captain Kirker will fall. Risky Bob is still trying to make a move here. There's another bomb, but trying to avoid, in all fairness, the AK, and he'll actually get his kill. Not bad. I don't know if they they've dropped the bomb, so they're actually just going for a full hunt here. Risky Bob, he might even struggle to survive. He's going to tuck himself in towards Temple, and actually in main, he does get away with 4 kills. What is his round?
I think we might end up asking that question quite a lot in this series, to be honest. There's going to be a bit of that threaded in there, but yeah, really well held by Risky Bob. Allows him to actually get the utility back, kind of interestingly. All that kill bonus does make a difference. Does make a difference feeding him those frags, but to the rest of the team, there's not much you can do to help. Still a workable buy. Buy out on this Deagle, though, is not a great look. But we'll see. This is where Nemiga can show us what they are indeed made of.
Although, force Cynthia back. Again, going to try and play Lagro here. I like this. 2 players. Looks like they want to stick it close towards ramp. A bad way to go about it. They are pretty happy to give up most of mid control. Go through this. No, he's actually going to be trying to send out MPL. Oh, a little brazen. Doesn't seem to have worked out there, and it could be getting worse. He gets spammed out through the smoke, and the last man with the orb, the 5-7. But the 5-7 in the right hand is pretty scary. 1v1.
He's not even taking that much damage. This is absolutely on. Incredible stuff. Like I said, man, we'd be asking what is going on? What is this round? Quite a bit.
Oh, do you want to know a small thing? If Hetrick's smart, this is a thing that everybody can use. Yeah. The FPS thing. He'll know he's walking through the water. He should anyway. Then also, you know, part of it is like the mind games. Like, could it be a ruse? Could he walk into the water and then, you know, not make a move? But normally, I mean, I've seen so many people in like MMs and premieres.
I don't know if it's something to do with the fact that they're like far away as well, or is it literally just getting in the water?
I mean, for me, sometimes I play B-side and I dip like 70 frames when people run in the water.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
It is a little wild, but is it also, you know, a big question that people? Well, I will come back to this. It's 1v1. It's like right now, Hetrick. Oh, he's gonna get it as well with the 5-7. What is this round? I say it again. I say it again. What is this round? What is this game? Bait gonna get 2 off the back of just crazy individual prowess as Hetrick gets a 3K with a 5-7 against full armored rifles. Oh man, what is that? But back to the question at hand: is that technically bug abuse, right? Is that, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe
it's
there's
in
something.
The game. You know what I mean? Like, it's on some.
Yeah, maybe there is something in there though where you're not allowed to have like net graphs on or whatever to know. But then how do you police that? Like,
yeah, how do you actually police that? It's borderline impossible.
Sloke's using like, you know, the Nvidia one, that old car or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. But it's also one of those things where, is it super reliable? Is it super replicable? Feels like it at the moment. Is it an MM? Does it happen if you have good server? Don't know.
It does happen in MM, I can confirm.
Yeah, it definitely happens in MM. But like, if you've got good servers or something, is that something to do with it?
Well, I feel like this tournament would
procedurally generated.
I feel like they use Facer servers for this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It happens on Facer.
Okay.
It does. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's a really interesting discussion because, like, I don't think it can count as bug abuse because it's in the game. Valve know about it and have known about it for months, right? So they just haven't fixed it because FPS is just like an issue in general. Ooh, NPL, good spam. Track those tracers down. He falls. Oh, Captain Kirker dips off. But Hetrick for 180. The MP9 or 4, but the trade is there quick.
Ooh, nice find from Alex to close it out. So let's see here. Bait will move up to 3 within 1 round. Looking pretty excitable on the Nemiga side of things. They do not have the cash, so should be 4-4 and Bait letting themselves be known. And again, this is really what we were expecting out of this game. Super close and very, very individually based. Very, very frag heavy, which is what we've got from Bait. You know, it should be like 6-1 right now, but they've managed to squeeze a couple out with some crazy moments. Definitely the Hetrick 1v3 is really not banked upon. So
it's true.
kind of insane. Up out here. Is he going to get banged round this corner? They're looking for it. 2 of them. Possible. 3 of them. He even lands a collapse there, I think. Or was that team damage maybe coming in behind? Either way. Head trick looks cool. Ooh, and that's quite clean. Just Khan remaining.
Oh, it ain't bad, is it? It ain't bad at all. Really, seeing head trick play sort of in the way we know he can is so fun to watch. Talented one. No two ways about it. And when he delivers like this, 13-2, I mean, he's tough to stop. Just a deagle. Khan. We're not expecting.
Yeah, he's taking his sweet time about it. There he goes. Okay, so all even. Not really a round we expected too much out of. You know, you have a moment, that first peak can give us the hope, but ultimately, this is the big round. Timeout coming in. Nemiga know it. They want to make sure that they absolutely get this one over the line. So here we go. Really key swing round, it feels like, in the context of the first half.
4-all. I really do feel like Nemiga let things slip a little bit. From a side who are sort of in complete control. Look where they are now. Under a bit of pressure. And like you said, a pretty important swing round. But more in the sense of Nemiga, it's about, can they keep things afloat for them? They, lose this. We're talking about bait, probably locking in bare minimum 6, which CT side isn't bad, really, at all. And especially on your opponent's map pick. Then they'd have the chance to maybe do a little more of it, too. Could be awkward. Sent the out. Just trying to swing, you just get caught by Xanta. A little more, the flash is good, and Xanta doubles down.
Captain Kirk, good angle for him here as well. Even just 1, though, is not going to be enough. Still some pretty low HP players here. Bait on that sort of semi-save. Maybe they can catch someone at mid and even up the numbers, but not going to be the case. Will they, therefore, keep moving forwards and try and stay in this round? Looks like the answer might be yes. They've got plenty of money. This is where I'm like, go for it, guys, because you never know what might happen. Alex reveals another and gets the clean headshot. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? He's just got 4 from Shell. What is happening?
Oh, this is one of the games. One of the games of all time.
One of the games,
for good and for bad reasons, but oh my god.
But that's also your reason there, guys. That is also your reason there why, when you've got money, maybe just give it a go. It's early on, right? You never know what's going to happen. And Alex, he's just got a 4K out of nowhere, man. Like, that's what these players are capable of.
You cannot sleep on.
Message sponsored by the anti-save gang.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, James.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, what a round at that tail end. And what a way to take a lead. Not only take a lead, but just shatter Nemiga too. A crazy way to go about it. And now we put ourselves into what is probably a bit of a freebie of a round, you'd assume, with a little bit of lesser investment coming through. Double Mac 10. Tech 9 Deagle, just a Glock out for Khan. He wants to save up for that AWP. Oh my. First fight doesn't go well, so I gets caught.
Oh, NPL nearly catches another. Not quite, but pretty damn close. Just trying to group up now on that Nemiga side of things and maybe even just isolate a fight, go for the bomb plant. You know, the round itself, pretty unlikely now with 1 down and another one foot in the grave. But they have acted a bit slow, didn't quite have the control. It sort of makes sense, and therefore the rotations have come in. So, looks pretty good for bait, actually. There is a flash to come over the top. This has to be perfection if they are to take anything here. Essential. Is he going to see it? It's a pretty good spot to even, just spot the flash. Like, oh, okay. flash incoming, I can hide away, and there you go. There goes the round, there goes anything. Not a single kill coming in for Nemiga. It is fine, ultimately, but it would have been nice for them to get something.
Exactly. They had a sort of a minimal investment, not expecting a hell of a lot, but now we have to put ourselves into, once again, a pretty interesting proposal towards Nemiga, and this is not only for them about sort of, you know, keeping things competitive in the rest, but it's actually stopping Bait putting up a pretty monstrous first half. If they go 8-4, or we could be in such a tough spot. You decide to swing. Cynthia once again. Last time he died, this time it's the same story, and Xanta gets a double again. Should have been traded and probably should have fallen at the first fight.
Risky Bob. In round on this entry. Potentially. We'll see how the mid play goes down. Head trick back in his man, but Captain Kirker is somewhat on an island. Holds cleanly, though. Goodness me, there's some great moments coming in from the Bait players. Bomb is pretty far away from the action, so a recovery from Nemiga is going to be required, and Lear's not quite on. The streak continues, folks. You've got to bear in mind it's close, scoreline-wise, but Nemiga haven't picked one up in what is about to be 7.
Con. Trying to move up and out. It's a pretty naughty crossfire. I don't really think he's going to get out, and he won't. Alex rips his head off. A 7-4. Guaranteeing a lead for Bait, but more importantly, once again, shattering the econ over towards Nemiga, who are going to use their third and final timeout. My, oh my. What a position that we're in at the moment. This is a crazy kind of collapse that we've seen. Now, I'm feeling pretty awkward about Nemiga. At once, it looks so clean, and Bait dictating the pace. The CT side of their opponent's map pick with ease.
All right, let's see. If Nemiga can give us one going into the turn of the half, I think it would obviously increase their confidence, but also put them in a really, really clean spot here. Easier said than done at this point, however, with the way that, again, Bait have been playing across the board. They've all had moments. Maybe not MPL so much, but, like, there's been multi-frag moments for a lot of these players, so that's difficult, right? You're trying to find an area that maybe feels a bit punishable, or you're like, okay, surely not this round, or head trick's dead, danger man gone. Just not that easy. So, yeah. Tough angles for him. Good timing on it, but yeah, it's, again, got to catch a break here. MPL left on 5 HP. You couldn't quite ride it. Donut, however, is vulnerable. This is a good spot to get in. They may well go overlooked. I think they will. Double spray down as easy as you like. So the A-bomb site taken in an instant. And the numbers evened up.
So, broken open. Nobody behind it. Double stacking, making their way in towards main. They're going to have to try and get past the AWP. Another molly too, and they can't really afford to go through it. This doesn't really escape far into all the hands of said AWP. Fighting for his life a little bit. Risky Bob going to find a shot. He's still alive somehow. Flash comes over. Nade directly on towards Captain Kirker. And this one is done. Nemiga are going to get a 5th at the tail end of this half. Fight all you want. It won't make a difference. 7-5 at the half. Can Bait continue this run off the break? Alrighty, welcome back. Second half on the way here. 7-5 for Bait isn't too bad. They do have a little bit of a history of being slightly poorer on the pistols, at least from what we've seen today. We fought them a little bit earlier today. They did win 2-0, but I look at this side now and I say with their runner form and all the rest being super scary, you know, they won 7 out of the last 8 rounds and may just continue that momentum in here.
Yeah, we'll see. Risky does manage to trade one back, however, just before that bomb goes down. Oh, okay. I thought for a second we were pivoting out through Dono. I feel like that would be the craziest pistol call, to be honest. I would be a big fan of that, but not what we get. Conventional A setup, maybe that's going to work well for them as well. Risky Bob just spamming away. Does manage to take another before going down. P250 of head trick. Looks pretty dangerous. Looks like they're not sure of his position. They will be now, but it's Lear all by himself with no armor is the key thing. He's got the smoke down. He's got the kit. He's found the bomb just about. They can't find him. A little bit close for a sec, but they will readjust. They know if he's got a kit, he's not got armor, so he's going to go down fast, right? If he's not dead, then he ain't out.
Yeah, exactly. Nice round to be taken, though, for Bait. Said they've had a little bit of the, struggles at times when we've seen them on these pistols, but that one's pretty clean. It's a nice and simple pop out towards A, smoke down over towards CT, get a bomb plant, and just put the timer above your opponents. So yeah, nice work. Might have just been doing it again. Hey, if they broke, don't fix it. 2 for 2 on the A-pops, and this time again, there's not a lot of people here. They are being wrapped in by a donut. So actually, sort of everyone's here in a way. Oh, the first fights could be awkward, but thankfully it's just USPSs.
Yeah, I mean, still, any damage is good damage in a round like that. Really clean stuff.
All right.
Big fan of where we're going here. The rifle buy immediately from Nemiga, I think, is what sort of turns the heads and maybe something that's actually fallen out of favor with a lot of tier 2 teams. You know what I mean? They like going in on the CT side with that force buy again, and we're questioning it. It sort of comes and goes. The success of it this time around especially does not feel fantastic, but we'll see. Really, really cool at this point, and Nemiga back in with this early rifle buy. So we've got to see what they're capable of. A great flash round from Xanta. Nearly 2. They're really softened up here on the T side.
Bob should catch one here for free, and he will. Maybe even a second behind it as well. The flash ain't bad, and he will get it. But head trick for 2. Hang on a moment. Potentially cooking. He is low. He's isolated here. He's trying to buy time for that rotation to come over, but yeah, unfortunately, not to be. And Alex now stuck behind the smoke, and it feels like they know about him too, or at least got an inkling. He will crisply get a shot there. Does take a tag. Famas versus Galil, but the Galil is half HP, and now it's upgraded to an AK. That Famas is going to make it even harder.
Alex with the right idea. And Lear going to use it to his advantage, actually. Oh, they're just missing each other. And I think Alex is starting to figure it out. He's like, where else is this guy going to be? Fortunately, he's guessing kind of the wrong way. Not seeing each other. And Lear's just going to hide. Alex with the hard clear. Both of them on the move. Great way to play a 1v1. Make sure that you are so hard to track. Smoke going down. Alex with the plants. They've got that at the very least. Can he clutch it up? Lear with only 3 kills. This would be the biggest impact frag of the game for him for sure. Again, has just missed Alex. Feels like he should be catching him here, so he might not check this corner. He is going to give it a look, and he will get the pre-fire in. No crazy antics here. A clean finish for Lear.
Oh, for a moment, it felt like it potentially could have been problematic, but in the end, Nemiga take it the way they should have, especially considering Ricky Bob's 2 kills. That felt like it kind of gave them that round, and it's good to see. Now, potentially a chance for things to work with as well on the other side. That's a 9-2-6, where at least for now, we could talk about Nemiga starting to chip away at this deficit just a little bit. 3 rounds of difference. And P9 out in play. For Nemiga, maybe a little bit worse for wear, but we saw it towards that previous half. I mean, how good Bait made it look. So I'm not going to count Nemiga out with it at all. There is a buyback in, of course, for Bait, despite the loss. And you, of course, got it all too.
Yep. Okay, good. To be very good. Good to be quick. Oh, and they hold each other pretty well here. Hit the deck. Flash over the top. Not quite good enough. The rotations are Ricky Bob nearly gets it in with the USP. A wild attempt from Alex. Not going to happen. Bait testing the water on a B rush, and it's pretty hot.
Now, 2 rounds of difference and no bite out for Bait. Should mean Nemiga get a bit of a freebie of an 8th here. Game on. That's for sure. Eager are keeping this competitive. It may have looked a little tough at times when we saw them in that kind of first half, especially when it was 7 or 6 rounds in a row of real dominance coming out from Bay, and a 7 which was a little bit harder for, but requiring that 1v4. But still, where I'm at now, Eagle look considerably more comfortable on this CT side and are playing exactly like it. Confident in this situation. Just a few pistols here, so I'm not expecting a hell of a lot, in all honesty. If they can get a bomb plant, that wouldn't be too bad, but there's just a little bit too much presence here towards A for them to probably be able to get away with it. They've got 2 towards A and 1 actually not too far away in mid, which could very easily rotate over.
Ricky Bob set up and ready. I mean, it feels like where this 2-man is at the moment should be enough. Even 1 kill is going to be such a challenge. Ooh, crisp. That's why in the end. So let's see here. Baits on the ropes. Lead very quickly closing.
So, again, now a bit of a chance to work with. 1 round game. Maybe a chance. And I think as well, what we've seen, where Nemiga have kind of come in towards the C-Town, and they're not actually playing, sites itself, or they're not playing super fast. They've been taking fights, getting up in Bait's faces, they're actually meeting them at their own game, which I like to see. I want to allow this Bait side to completely on the tempo. Hang on though. I mean, in towards mid. Do they expect a second? Maybe not. They don't expect the double stacking towards Cubby here. Khan might be able to do it all alone. Get caught. Molotov will take another. They didn't expect that second. Does make it a 1v2.
He's got that bomb on his back. Kind of the key thing. Jump spot from Leah, so he can only really be in one area at the moment, and that is the greater A main area, let's say. Although the jump spot is not very good, I suppose. Or maybe he's just got the timing because he's not been seen. So we'll see here. Head trick up close. Leah, maybe not ready for him to be this near, but doesn't make a difference. He keeps his cool and finds the kill.
For a moment, it felt like there was maybe a chance of something there in that 1 versus 2, because it felt like he had a bit of a gap as he moved up towards Red Room, but yeah, no, doesn't make a difference in the end. And it will be now a tied game, and not only a tied game, realistically it should be a lead back over towards Nemiga. This ain't bad. This is now looking pretty good, and actually pretty worrying towards Bay, who has actually started to drift out of contention for quite a hot minute now. Just pistols once again towards their T side, which they're struggling to really get going. Not bad of a head trick though.
Okay. It's going from bad to worse here. Bomb's gone down, only 2 remain. If they play their cards right here, Bait should have this one in the bag. Yeah, nobody over swinging the pillar, get that smoke down. Molly on the other side as well. Really clean stuff here. Really clean stuff. And Nemiga, with no kills coming their way, do not fancy it. Bait have gone, yo, no peeks. Super disciplined round here, even though we're on the Tech 9. Super disciplined round. Very winnable. Do not give it away, and brilliant stuff.
It's just really all you can ask of them. Just don't be too outlandish. Make sure that you just give it up. I mean, worst case scenario, right? Just go again in towards the next. But sometimes that's what you need. Just a little bit of a pace change. Something slightly more out there and unorthodox and all the rest. And well, it works. So can't complain really at all in that sense. The question is, though, is it consistent? Can we see them continue to do this? That's where maybe I have my doubts. This has definitely still been a game in which has felt quite dictated by this by the side of Nemiga, who at least for the most part feeling like the slightly more comfortable one. But one round like that, Tech9's getting up close and personal. That might flip the momentum just a tad. Let's see. He's gonna come through. Decent damage towards the CT side, but MPL will take a bit of a tag himself. He's had a slow game in all fairness, MPL, despite our highlights.
Yeah, man. And he was a bit rough earlier as well, so maybe just not the best day for him individually. Yeah. It does happen, of course. And ultimately, they won earlier. They were doing well here, but Nemiga are giving them a good run, particularly that man, 666. Left low. Oh, my goodness. Head trick, though. That's a difficult angle to work, but I guess I had more vision of him. Still, the A-bomb site doesn't feel great. Double molly. Oy, and Risky Bob with a risky stick around. Nearly loses his life. Looking good here on the loose plant. Then, on the somersault backflip. That's at least an 8.7 from Risky Bob. 4 versus 3 now, looking a hell of a lot better for Bait.
It is. It is for sure. Holding a trick delivery. Nice shot. He wants more. Hedge will get caught, though. Still, numbers favor the T side here on this post plant. Liam probably going to get caught and will do. Down he falls. That'll be that, as Alex sees off the last as well. Not bad. Nice and simple. Get to see, once again, Bait delivering all cylinders the way that they should be for a side of their kind of quality and caliber. We were, for a moment, worried. Thankfully, they have made it work. And the other worrying thing as well is that for Nemiga, they used every single one of their attack pauses in that first half. So they don't have anything to work with to try and slow things down there. They've just got to let it play out, which I think definitely is going to hurt.
Yeah, I think so too.
They might even use this as a bit of attack pause, basically. Attack pause while calling attack pause type vibe.
There's a lot of them on the same bomb site, right? So there's not too much to calm, not too much talk about. But we are a fan of those types of rounds, and I think, indeed, what are you talking about here? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You can only really talk about the upcoming rounds and the potential, what you want to do. It's a lot of pressure, though, man. 3 in a row from Nemiga. Their pick here. Got that Mirage next. It's not great. It's not a great map, so really needed this one to go your way. It still can, but it is feeling like Bait are inching closer and closer and closer.
I'm with you. Looking over towards B, they wrap in now, and yeah, they realize absolutely nobody's here. Mac-10s might even try and get a little proactive too, because why not, right? I mean, on the other side, they've got a chance to start and making a bit of money. Cash bonus. Worst case scenario, all you are is dropping over a Mac-10. It's probably not the most damning thing in the world. Oh, flash a bit. It does catch him a little bit. That's unfortunate.
Yep, that is unfortunate. He wanted the money. He's still got a chance at it, though. Only one. Only one. Wanted a bit more from him there. We wanted him to make the cash holder. I think the rest of the squad should be good. Lovely reactions from Alex. Risky Bob hoping to catch an exit. He might just, but the Julie's not quite good enough from that kind of range, and no armor to work with, etc. So not much comes out of it. Nemiga still need this really important 3 in a row.
Exactly. Playing now to stay alive. Question being, though, is can they? They're in a position where you have to give a lot of respect towards how good Bait have looked. I mean, they at one point lost a bit of control here. I was getting a little bit worried about them, but he claimed that favor. That point in opponent's map pick isn't bad. Risky bomb, actually. Going to be getting away with both there. So a double opener. Starting off, but NPL just dives through that smoke. Perfect timing.
Oh, Xanta. How did he not go down there? NPL coming through. Hedrick on the side being annoying, but nothing that can be done. Nemiga, that's a pretty fair hold. That's a pretty clean pull off. So we'll see if they can continue to tap into that.
It's true. At the very least for Nemiga, keeping them afloat. They are still playing for overtime, playing to deny Bait stealing this away. However, you find this round here, you give yourself the best chance of doing so. Money isn't great in the long term. Only got really one player, I know Alex, who's actually got any money left in reserves. I can take for the damage. They should know about him. Sam gonna get one and pulls off the second with a pistol. So another double opener to start things off on Nemiga.
Yeah, really good luck for them. Might even, if Bait can't make anything happen in the first proper exchange for them, their first attempt at recovery, then I think they probably have to save here, to be honest. With that smoke going down, that might just make your decision for you.
As it goes quiet, at that minute mark, I really feel like this one might potentially be over before it even really starts. That double, that really locks things in place. That, unfortunately, is that. I think, you know, you're kind of alluding to it, right? I feel like just saving is just the way forward here. Save, go again towards the next. Thankfully, Alex's money, he can drop over an AK. That's fine. And then somebody picks up like a Mac 10 or a Tech 9. Not the worst thing in the world. 35 seconds. And Nemiga, of course, they're not really going to make too much of a move because they're scared about a late round execute. So it probably should be okay for them to save.
Yeah, indeed. Ends up being a bit of an anticlimactic one, but you can see where the money is not. They have to save these weapons to give us anything to work with into the next. The overtime looking more and more likely. Resurgences from both teams. Great to see. Really, really good stuff that we are getting a very competitive game here. And it's not super streaky. It is, you know, sort of back and forth, and every round feels winnable, feels doable. But that one, not so much for Bait. Here we go then, all the way down to the wire. They're going to use their first timeout here now.
Yeah, it's crazy that they only now is their first time out, despite what was a little bit of a rough start at one point, 4-0. Kind of a little bit on edge, and we were maybe thinking that could be a time to call it. They don't. So now, to the side too. We start to see this Bait side close it out and have the idea behind how they're going to do so. I'm looking at, interestingly, what Sentinel's picking up. It's just going to be a Mac 10, in fact. So that is a little awkward, a little unfortunate for him. On the way, though. Final round of regulation. These two sides so evenly matched. We knew we were in for a banger when we got in towards this one, and hasn't disappointed. That's where's about it. No, sir. We'll see. A B rush to end all B rushes. Oh, goodness. This crossfire does look good. For 2 for 2. Bomb going to go down, so I can't find any more. He's being forced back as well. Hedrick on the AWP. Takes him down. Big frag. They will eat the nade, but pressure now on these Nemiga boys. They're cut off by the Molotov. Risky Bob left on 41 HP. Not looking good. Secondary nade. Could have been big. Gets caught. Something. Just trying to keep them at bay now, making so much noise. Smoke goes down. What is the move? Hedrick holding around the corner, needs dealing with. Instantly not gonna happen. It's all onto Khan. 1v3. Hits the first, the AK out, but he's already round the corner. And Bait will get it done on a B rush. You've got to be kidding. Absolutely mental that that's what they go for. if in doubt, rush it out. I mean, that is the way to go about it, and it ends up working. So absolutely fair enough. I mean, credit to Bait. Take away their opponent's map pick. That's going to give them, like we said, so much confidence in this series, but just in the fashion they did it too. I think they had lost a bit of control of the momentum at the tail end. The money was in jeopardy, and things are looking potentially a little dicey there. And credit to Nemiga, kept it competitive, kept things as a real potential. But I think now the main point that we're going to look towards is you just lost your own map pick, and you're going in towards Bait's arguably best map too, and it's not exactly the strongest one for you. This is where we feel maybe potentially a little bit awkward about it. Our player to watch, unfortunately, didn't really do all too much, bless him. MPL just struggled to get active in that game.
Still won, though. Still won, I guess. So, you know, it's a bit of a difficult one. As we mentioned, he was quiet earlier, so maybe an off day for him. Might be a bit under the weather. Who knows? All the same, yeah, not quite putting up the numbers, but we'll see. We now move on to Mirage, just a bit of a favorite of the team, favorite of his. So I think potentially he's going to turn the heat up for us and, yeah, give us a solid individual performance. And it's a bit hard across the course of Ancient because everybody else, especially on that CT side, was really stepping up. So there weren't many kills for him to get, actually. All the same, though, folks, we are going to take that break, of course. We've got the Mirage coming up next. Bait on the precipice of a big scalp here. Really going to look to solidify their place towards the top end of this Group C and hopefully, indeed, into that higher bracket playoff seed. All the same, we got to take that break. So stick with us. We'll be back. Everybody, welcome back in. Getting into our second map here, of course. Bait with a super close victory. We said this one was going to be a difficult game to call, especially that Ancient, right? Feels like where a lot of the game is going to go down. And with Bait taking it 13-11, it feels like this should be their series now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the way I look at this now is, you know, just Bait have so much to offer when it comes towards this second map, Mirage. For them, it's just been a very good map for them, simply put, right? On the other side, too, you got Nemiga, who don't even really play it that much, which is quite surprising. They play a lot of Counter-Strike, but just not a lot of Mirage. And then, you know, when they have played it, it's just not exactly been a great one for them. They played it 6 times, won 2 of them. It doesn't give you the most confidence in the world coming in towards this. So the way I look at this, Bait have given themselves a massive leg up in this series. That felt like the real kind of win factor, I think, for me coming in towards this, where Nemiga had to take Ancient to then push it towards Dust 2 and give themselves a chance in this series. I feel like losing your Ancient now, it makes things 10 times harder. You've got to dig deep in towards Mirage. They'll get the good start of the CT side, which I think is a real positive. However, I still think it's going to be a very difficult uphill battle now heading in towards this map, in which, of course, we know Bait have been very good on.
Alrighty, back into the Counter-Strike, though, sir, and indeed, yes, they have been really favouring this map, and it moves into their playstyle. We saw a lot of individual rounds. Head Trick with the incredible numbers, right? Alex behind him, not miles behind him. But yeah, Head Trick absolutely taking over the Ancient, 30-9. He'll be looking to do that again. It's this man on your screen right now that's been slightly uncharacteristically quiet, and he will begin Mirage in much the same way.
Yeah. Being the standard MPL that we've been expecting. This pistol is very weird as well. They're taking a lot of these fights, but not successfully for Bait. Oh, man. Khan gonna get one of his own. They get caught by a Cynthial, but I don't know. I'm not expecting now anything. 1v4 to 1v3, and he's got players all around him. Should get caught in due time. However, the low player of Risky Bob is rotating over, which potentially could work in his favor.
Spotted now, though. Heard. But will starve information at the perfect moment. So we'll see. They could overface. They could overswing. A little bit worried at the moment. Swept brow of the Nemiga side. So they pick up the pistol. Good place for them to start. It's going to be an easy ride here. They know that. So they need every sort of iota of help possible.
Exactly that. That's good. At the very least, you know, put ourselves into quite the interesting spot where for Bait can't really buy here, so we're talking about Nemiga probably taking a 2-0 start, and that is exactly what we saw happen in towards Ancient. This unfortunately seems to be a bit of a recurring theme, or at least for now. They have these slow starts. They just struggle to get going towards some of these maps, and this one, no different. Famas. Yeah, see it off nice and simple. Easily done. And a 2-0 start for Nemiga, exactly as expected. Here's the full buy, though, and this is the round that we're really looking at.
Yes, absolutely, sir. We shall see. Big one here for Bait. If they can get this immediately, I think they're in that scary position that Nemiga really want to keep them away from as long as possible. You know, give yourself 4 or 5 to work with. They did that on Ancient. Really keen start from them. But it's a question of whether they're going to be able to continue that or not. All the same. A difficult start for Bait. Should hopefully get a bit easier from here on in. Plenty of util to work with. And just playing a slow game to begin.
The first fight by MPL is very solid indeed. They get caught. Leah spamming away, and actually Alex will fall. It's a little bit of a messier fight. They're actually also given the luxury of getting out of there too.
Yeah, just about. Captain Kurt. will roll towards A by the looks of things. Good information from Essential, I suppose. They've got 2 smokes and a molly, though. So really not a lot to work with, but well placed could go very, very well. This firebox player, this stairs player, incredibly low. They're just really trying to set up Zavai underneath. He's not even going to get checked. Spots the barrel. Pre-fire is good. Spam will get him. But it's Leah hidden away. Will they expect him? Clean headshot onto Xanta. Will they check the firebox? The answer's no. But he's low enough that it doesn't make too much of a difference. Suddenly it's just Risky Bob. He's lost his head. And the HP gets the better of them. The setup not good enough on the Nemiga side. Bait didn't have the util. Went for the contact and get away with murder.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild indeed. And Bait for them, finding this first gun round in their favor effectively like that is absolutely going to give them enough to work off. And we can potentially start talking about Bait building up a little bit of their own repertoire towards this T side and putting the pressure quite quickly, rapidly on towards the shoulders of Nemiga. I mean, you can see it in terms of the buy. FAMAS, double MP9, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to play a bit of a buddy system here. You got Crossfire in towards mid, 1 short, 1 con. You got 2 sticking up together over towards Ram. And then a classic Bianca left alone. Just a 5-7-2.
Kirk. Is he going up? No, okay. It will be MPL. Just going to keep this position and maybe utilize it a little bit later on into the round. For the time being, not much that can come of it. Head trick and a Essential. Looking to try and make Palace work. So I'm very curious. The setup here is somewhat sideways, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. Definitely feels a little weird. Don. Spam. Oh, 1 for 1. Zwei gonna look up and he finds his kill nicely. 2 versus 2. Risky Bob gonna get caught by Captain Kirker. Leah also now spotted too and he tagged to make matters even worse. They haven't really got the util to force it off a bar 1 flash. But they can take Raw Angels and make it stick. Bait made to work for it. But they get around nonetheless and it will break the economy out for the Nemiga side. So Bait should take a lead here.
Indeed, looking good for Bait. They have found their feet, found their sea legs quite fast. Just took stabilizing that economy, really. So Nemiga, very quickly, have lost their lead. Need to start to give us some presence because it could get out of hand fast. Just a few 5-7s. That 1 flash. They are kept away from under. Head trick gave it a peek. Just come round. He's got the wherewithal to double check in. Captain Kirker plucks the player out of the air, recovers the AK, and it is no harm, no foul. Be open. Round is theirs.
Yeah, exactly. These remaining pistols. I'm not expecting a hell of a lot. If you can get a consolation, that'd be nice. Xanta is probably a Dead Man War King. That's a teammate there, but might be the same result for him. 6 feet under. He's running low on ammo. Can't even get him with his last couple of bullets. What's that spotted? Alex with the Glock. Gets it in the end. 3 kills to his name. Not bad. Not bad at all. A third on the board by Bait. Against this round, which we didn't expect a lot from. Now we get to look at Nemiga's response for them. They burned all 3 of their attack pauses in the first half, and then things obviously very rapidly sort of fell apart. We've got to try onto right back. If they can't find a round here, or at least in the next couple of buy rounds, they could spiral to a very positive, very strong lead on towards the T side.
Entirely possible. Nade doesn't really do an awful lot of damage. Second nade, also not really doing that much. Third nade. Okay, so these nades need improvements for sure. No, they're just kind of on the wrong side. Lear will get mollied out, and that leaves him pretty low. So although no first kill as yet, they really have put a lot into Con. Sort of a fake out, though. Feels like there's a heavier presence over here than there actually is. They've left B vulnerable. And Nemiga playing to the tune of bait right now.
AK. In the hands, these first three that look like they want to try and crack open B. Let the fight for this. As Leah and Xanta are here, but he takes damage. And then Leah gets caught. At least Risky Bob has rotated over quickly. MP9 tucks in towards bench, is low. And barrel spotted. They can't really do the damage needed. And will give away the position. The MP9 forced into a fight he didn't want to take. This is really scrappy, but it's positive over towards the T side. And the last one I can't. I think he just keeps hold of what he's got, in all honesty.
Yep. Would indeed make sense. Got this AK, so just grab it and go. They are looking to make sure that he can't leave with it, though. As there will be this sort of rotation coming around from MPL. He's not the healthiest player. He's threading the needle quite nicely here, though. I don't think they're going to be able to find him unless he gives the fight in, but then he takes the head of head trick, so it doesn't matter too much. Doesn't matter too much. And MPL has to play it patiently. Clean find, actually.
Yeah, nice work. Make sure nothing said and nothing gained over towards Nemiga, where Bay are still looking very, very good right now. This is getting to the point of concerning. I wouldn't mind a pause. I wouldn't mind a pause at all. Coming out from Nemiga, especially in towards the next gun round. Maybe not this one, but next round, round number 8. Little pause coming through would be nice. Actually might give them something to work off, but I think it's just more changing things up. Do we try and do something a little bit audacious? Maybe get aggro, for example. Get proactive. Try and put bait on the back foot. Make them feel a little bit of pressure. Because I think so far, bait for me, they're taking mid-control quite easily. A little bit of pressure towards B, a little bit towards A. They get an open and they just go off the back of it. It's super simple Counter-Strike. It's these defaults that are being played, but obviously very effectively.
Oh. Little tag onto Xanta. So that's enough information for them, it would seem. Smoke comes in. And ready and waiting for the fight. Got the correct read. Knows there's another one around, but yeah, just playing it patiently. Oh, the 5-7. It felt like it could have threaded the needle. Unfortunately, not. So just going to be Risky Bob and Khan. They've still got a bit of a chance to do something, but you feel like the round's over from here.
Molotov down. That's going to make his life awkward. He gets a drive by Risky Bob there. Oh, and a Deagle going to get one more as well. Nice couple of shots, has to be said, from Nemiga, but doesn't make a difference. I feel like I can hear a little bit of typing. That's probably just a classic, you know, nice shot type vibe. There were some pretty nice shots. But yeah, a 5-2 scoreline. He's pretty good. The second most seated on the map in the pool so far. Well, at the moment, that is. And so far from bait, it's been so good. Looks very nice. Pretty clean in terms of their Counter-Strike. You get back into a buy. This one falls. We can talk about bait getting 7, pushing for 8, 7.5, which is already wild.
1 for 1 on the AWPs. Meanwhile, out towards a ramp. Oh. Essential. Hidden. Could get away with this. I don't think Lear is going to consider this at all. He might give it a quick check around the corner, or maybe Essential goes too early. Don't really know. Xanta left a bit low on the secondary. Ooh. Meanwhile, Essential trying to find the heads. Can't quite get it done. He's created some space out on A, however. Head trick here. Flash over the top. He's got the AWP, right? So the low HP bars going to be unaffected. His smoke's a little annoying, but it is that rotating bomb that needs to get in. He's run into a smoke. That's a small kind of oversight. Head trick on the contact here. Surely got to be watched for, and indeed goes down. Just Captain Kirk. Where does he look? Doesn't quite know. It's a bit too quick from bait. A bit too get up and go with no information, really.
Nice for Nemiga. That's a round which they needed to take. Early fight's good. I think the orb shot in towards under sets the tone nice and early and gives them that confidence that you want to see. And These four now. Still keeping the pressure on towards Bait. Might be a chance potentially to work with for them. Sparrow a little bit positively. Find this round here. Puts financial pressure on towards Bait. And maybe we could talk about them tying this game up 5-all. And that would still keep them in contention. Keep them in this one. Hedrick holding for an overextension. The AWP on the other side as well. It's a double AWP setup for Nemiga. And often we see it. Xanta and Khan wielding one of their own.
Bait going back to this pretty sound default that they've had for a long time then. I think they know that Nemiga will look to press the attack, you know, and really make use of that first round that they've picked up. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, Nemiga are able to get this game back on track. But Bait, of course, taking a brief moment, talking things over a little bit there on the wide default. What are we going to do? It's a little mid-pop that comes through.
Lear. Just playing above that smoke. Hoping he can bait in a fight. And he might actually be given that luxury, to be fair. Oh, yeah, he does. Just a gap in that run attack, but he hasn't given the luxury of getting out of there alive. Or backside Xanta for the first. Having this double AWP is massive, but Hedrick, him alone on AWP is a scary prospect. Just get caught. Risky Bob looks for a second, not giving that either. 2 versus 2, Molotov unable to deny, but a kill is pretty good. But in the end, it is still Nemiga finding yet another round. A bomb plant's good, sure. But a round taken, all the same for Nemiga, makes them within 1, reaching distance. That's pretty huge.
All right, let's see. Bait then under severe pressure. Figured maybe once they got themselves going, they were going to be difficult to stop, but Nemiga have managed. Same as Ancient, really, the way that that bounced around. So this is very, very interesting. No real money across on that T side. Potentially something going to happen here. It looks like indeed, despite the lack of money, quote-unquote, MPL's actually got loads. So he's going to go for a hero AK, and then it's just pistols over armor for the rest.
Oh, but those Tech 9s can be in the right hands. A little scary. Oh my god, I missed shots. I can't. That's an all picked up. It's a 2v4. Bait are good on these low buy rounds, man. They make them look very, very nice. And Alex utilizes that orb. Not often you see him on the orb, but at least they're pretty solid. That might spread it towards Risky. It just avoids him. Oh my god, but he's a known quantity. You're not surviving, buddy. The molly may not have spread on towards you, but you're not surviving regardless. Bait win a low buy round. They do it. With 4 staying alive is pretty insane.
Alrighty. Bait seem to have those rounds in the back pocket, though. We saw quite a lot of them on Ancient, to be honest. There was an awful lot of really, really explosive rounds. You didn't expect them to win. Oh, no.
Oh, not the other way.
For goodness sake. Oh, Alex going down. Essential joins. What is happening? Zwei with a 2-piece sent from the gods, sent from above. So we'll see. This could get very, very messy. Indeed. And I think, to be honest, if Nemiga don't win it from here, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, sort of one of those where it's Nemiga saying, oh, you can do it, we can do it one better. They might be about to do so as well. Deagle of Zwei crosses. Somehow goes unscathed. Same can't be said. Or Xanta backside or Leah. Talking about backside though, will Risky Bomb get cleared? The answer's going to be no, but he doesn't get the second. Oh, he gets swallowed up in the pressure of the situation. MPL thrust into 1 versus 2. First fight isn't good though. Down he falls. And Nemiga aren't back with an eco of their own.
Okay. It is getting very unpredictable now, very messy. As Bait are trying to keep themselves together. I mean, 6 already on the T side. Does feel pretty good.
It does.
To be honest. Mirage, I think, started creeping up, hasn't it? In terms of the CT side in this, actually. So
Yeah, quite rapidly as well, actually.
yeah, big for them, then. They get 6, and maybe 7 as well. Maybe 7 as well. We'll see.
Still. Smoke out over towards Palace. Yeah, bounces off just the top of that little pillar. They're trying to go out towards A. They do not clear under. Zwei is here and he looks for more. He's gonna get it. Lovely. And this is surely gonna be 6-all now. A 2v5, which I feel like there's no backbone here for Bait.
Oh, Alex. He actually finds the kill. Does get traded. Maybe thought for a moment he might be able to get something done. Just going to be Captain Kirk. He goes past him. He obviously needs to get them all here. Double stack is surely too much. It is indeed. 6-6. Nemiga will take it. It started off pretty poorly, but it finished quite well. We're going to take a break. Welcome back in, folks. 6-6 at the turn of the half. You know, I saw Bait getting a good number of rounds early on. You know, they were up in that position, 4 in a row from them. Thought maybe it was gonna spiral, right? But it didn't. Nemiga did really well coming back. Got themselves 4 out of the final 6. Pretty good performance from that, you know, just sort of the reverse sort of thing happening.
Yeah.
And, yeah, really, really good stuff. We'll see now how this T side looks, though. That's the dangerous one. Captain Kirka was expecting a flash. It never came. He lost his life. In towards Palace is the danger man. Headtrick can't find his fights. MPL trying to find the perfect moment, but unable. That's 4v2. Nemiga going to grab both pistols here, more than likely, unless it's not going to happen. So yes, they will grab both pistols. There you are.
Yeah, and this for me just is the slight issue that we've seen. It's just we were seen with Bait. They just seem to start so slow in towards each and every half. We know the gun rounds are very good. We know they get super proactive on them, but yeah, unfortunately, it just seems to be a bit of an issue. The pistols aren't exactly all that clean. They are going to go for a force here, and it's a pretty big call to force buy in on the CT side. You lose this round here, Nemiga not only get 8, probably 9, and then you're buying to deny them getting a 10-6. So, getting a little difficult. Can't. Damage on towards the first. Captain Kirka feels like probably a dead man walking to a degree here. Yeah, that Molotov basically going to confirm it. He actually smokes himself out, but I don't know if he's going to get out of here alive.
Yeah. A little difficult. Ooh, Leah, big find. Big find. Scout misses its shots. That's another player revealed. Maybe another gap to work with as well. Captain Kirk, yeah, desperate. Up and down the ladder. What do I do? Kind of vibe. Just trying to buy time, I suppose. Headtrick does get ahead. Captain Kirk eventually falling. Can kind of go now if they want. But just taking their time. Gonna get the smokes down. Really not taking any chances with this one. CT is the only area that I sort of look towards, right? We've got that MP9, that scout. They should be able to work in tandem pretty well. MPL finds one. Essential's set up. Could get messy. It's the AK to get through. However, Risky Bob left low, reloading, and finished off. All down to Leah. They've got a vague idea of where he's at as well. Good call here. Molly smoke to keep him at bay. However, the bomb is planted for him. Tap comes in, and Headtrick through the smoke follows the Tracer's magnetic bullet straight into the cranium, and they will take the force.
That's a huge force to take as well. Massive, massive one to once again give them a lot of confidence coming back in towards it. And like we've been saying, it's all about it. You know, slow starts when it comes towards the pistol, but that is pretty damn good. How does 7-0 Nemiga? For them, they obviously will force buy back in themselves. Right? They don't really have too much of a choice behind it, but on the other side, it looked at it and... oh, well... how for Nemiga they've made this very difficult to start off. Fortunate, to say the least. Triple the Eagle, Mach 10 Scout. He still got a bomb plot until the last round, so a little bit better than what it was before, but still does definitely ask a hell of a lot.
Early smoking at window. Gonna try and get a player up here as well. Maybe not into the window, but again, just taking that super important position. We've seen both CT sides thus far not really put a lot of pressure on mid. So the T's have a lot of options in that sense. Even, you know, the CT side smoking off con, re-smoking con.
Yeah.
So yeah, they really do not want mid to exist right now.
Okay, going towards B. Time is ticking. They can't really fake it. They've just got to commit. Just got to commit to it. The first fight is really good. Risky. We get one. Alex running low on ammo. He actually probably has to dip out of here to reload. His teammate, MPL, going to come support to try. Give him a little bit of coverage. This is some awkward fights. The bomb actually might squeeze out here. Oh, hello. Surely not the scout for a double.
Headtrick. All alone all of a sudden. Absolutely incredible. Will manage to drop one. Drops two. Still not thinking about it, really. Is there a kit available around the site? Maybe, but I don't think necessarily in the path that he's taking. So Yeah, feels kind of like a soft exit type move. This is so messy, man. So messy. We had a taste of this on Ancient. Thought maybe Mirage would be the end of it, but I suppose not. We're really down in the trenches with this kind of Counter-Strike at the moment.
Super back and forth. Really awkward Counter-Strike being played because neither side looked very comfortable in terms of the style they're playing or how to break each other down. I mean, and this is a good showing of it. I mean, just then, right, it looked like it should have been an absolute given of a round for the Bait roster, and they just allow Nemiga back in. They allow them to dictate the tempo and the pace. And on the other side too, where it just feels like they're a little too nervy for me, Bait. They've got much better firepower. Should be taking those fights. Against it. They're going to force buy in. Of course, back themselves. S48 gets spotted out. Trying to avoid the flashes here. His MP9 could be in a lot of trouble. He's a dead man walking. FAMAS is getting close. In all fairness, Headtrick gets 2.
What is going on, man? Headtrick does get dealt with eventually. Maybe could have stuck around, stayed alive, right? MPL's not far away to help him out, but now his job has been made way harder. Captain Kirk coming in from short on this 5-7. So not looking too likely. He recovers a FAMAS himself, but he will quickly lose his life. They've got to know the vague location of MPL. He's just hanging around, trying to call the bluff a little bit. They're tracking him, though. Khan will take him. 9-7. Nemiga in the lead. This is getting kind of worrying for the Bait 2-0.
Yeah, it is definitely looking like that Dust 2 might be needed. And of course, Dust 2 is not a bad map for Nemiga. Currently 4 for 4 on it, since they've sort of incorporated it in towards their map pool. And that in itself is already something you've got to look at in maybe a little bit of a worrying sort of position. It's for Bait. Next round a throwaway, so I'm not expecting a lot from it. Eye out towards the next has got the utmost importance. I love the Nemiga on 10. Molotov doesn't look like it was spread, in all fairness. Alex might stay alive here, but only briefly. He gets cleared.
Yeah, looking good. Molotov down to deal with another. Eagle's still around. Can't quite find the damage, though. If any, to be honest. And now the remaining 2 USPs are smoked off. So nothing going to happen for them. Double digits for Nemiga, definitely locked in. No crazy shenanigans here. Curious to see what the Bait response is going to look like. You know, I think they've got to take a timeout. I think they really have to work this one out. It is really looking problematic and I think a bit unexpected. Maybe, you know, this happens sometimes. Teams take their eye off the ball. They have a little look and they go, okay, we've done the hard one. We know Mirage like the back of our hand. Should be fine. Their stats are not so great. But yeah, not the case.
I'm with you. I really wouldn't mind seeing just a little tack pause coming through from Bait. They called their one tack pause very late in the game. So let's see. But the way I look at this is a prime opportunity for Nemiga. And S48 will fall right at the tail end there, just to see it off. But this is a prime opportunity. Can we get Bait back in towards the game? Are they going to call for a pause? It looks like no. Just going to let it play out and go straight into it. See what they can do, but unfortunately, awkward spot that Bait put themselves in, right? You know, lose this is probably us veering our attention over towards Dust. As simple as that. This is a side now of Nemiga, who are just looking considerably better on the T side. They look a lot more comfortable than they did for a large majority over towards that CT, where it was pretty back and forth.
Big round here. Big round, Nemiga. You can feel that, taking it really, really slowly as they just look to thread through, find the avenue of attack. Bit more mid-presence from Bait. Maybe has been the figure out here. A late burst in with 4 players. No one here, just hanging around towards the top end. So we'll see what happens. B itself is the pressure point, but just not quite ready. So many bodies, like where are they coming from? Don't really know. Risky Bob, the very tippity top of his head spotted out. Doesn't really take all that much damage, but at least spotted. And again, good control, good info here for Bait to work with. MPL in round the corner. It's a risky spot for him, to be honest, but he finds good timing on it. Two-piece for him. Down to just Leah and Khan.
Okay. Oh, Khan gonna get caught with a fadeaway there, and now just Leah. I feel like they know he's here. Aye, Flash gonna come over. Might even give him a chance another fight, and he will get another one off the back of it. But Bait, an uber important round to keep them afloat. Just when they felt like the pressure was really on. They deliver. Make it a 2-round game, but of course, plenty of cash to be able to rebuy back into. So no real issues on the underside for Nemiga. Yes, they lose that one, but they come back into it with the same goal. 2 rounds, the difference,
Absolutely.
however.
Yeah, it's really close, though. I think a really keen kind of look for both these teams. It's very, very dangerous to kind of know where to put your resources, and this is what happens for Nemiga as well, right? Where the rounds have started going against them a little bit. I think that they will lose their way. Still early in this little mini comeback from Bait that is required to obviously even things up. But yeah, I think that there is a danger that Nemiga could severely tap out here if they're not careful.
Yeah, looks like wants to drop a molly in towards under, just in case anybody present. My bench looks... The answer's no. A real tentative mid-take by Nemiga. They've got complete control, but Bait aren't fighting it. I think that's probably throwing a couple of question marks out towards Nemiga, thinking, where are they? There's that first. Smoke will come down. They're diving through it. They're lining up, and somehow only 1 kill gain there. Oh, and Khan actually going to get another. I can't believe they get away with so much. But Hedrick, man of ideas, he only gets 1. The trade is good for MPL then. He also falls as well. And Nemiga find an 11th. Dying embers again, and surely should have been punished more, but Nemiga somehow made that round stick. I have no idea how.
Yeah, totally wild, man. The luck of the draw, I suppose, and that's what can happen right at the death, as it may well be, given where the money is at. And of course, the rounds now for Nemiga looking pretty good. They are going to buy in, but there is a lack, a very, very big lack of that utility. Of course, the kit is the big one as well. So really, really difficult times ahead for Bait. This half just has not been theirs, man. And the jump peak, Khan is so ready.
Santa, nice swing from him. Keep this relatively feisty. Another Molotov over towards jungle. Definitely their priority, the seaside. They're trying to barrel out. They know somebody's probably in and around stairs itself, but they don't actually clear the top of the smoke. MPL, I don't like the fading the smoke. I really don't like that. And it's thrust Alex into a tough round for him. A 1v2, but Xanta's low.
Yeah, quick flank as well, might not be expected here. Spotted 1, finds him. That's the bomb hitting the deck. That's a low HP player, though, so it's a straight up 1v1 against Vi, who's going for that change-up. Maybe give it up, man. You've got the bomb. You've got the bomb. And the height for Vi makes all the difference. Really keen from him. Really well done on that angle. He knows how difficult it is to beat. Knows that it gives him kind of an advantage. A vision advantage. But yeah, chaotic kind of round. Bait maybe looking a little bit out of sorts, let's say. Not quite there in terms of the comms, etc.
No, I agree. I do feel like this is one of those maps in which it should be a very simple showing from Bait. It's an on paper great map for them, but they haven't looked it. I don't think it's come down to things like Nemiga specifically looking great. I just feel like Bait have been so off the ball. You know, Hedrick hasn't been as lights out, I guess. We've still been fine. MPL's looked okay as well, but we haven't seen what has made Bait so scary, where it has been those sort of real lights out performances. This is tough, man. Super tough. An awkward showing all the way throughout, and I really feel like for Bait, this Dust 2 is going to be needed, and it is a pretty good map for Nemiga too, so they could let things slip away.
Oh, timing on this one going to be big. If they even really go for a peek in. Smoke out. Captain Kirk, top end of con, looks away at the worst possible time though. We'll check back in, potentially. Somewhat ready. Yeah, it does well to not keep the smoke out in hand, and a keen find. Looking for a bit more, but it's more the setup here. He was the bait, and switch! Flying in goes MPL for 2. It's all on Zvi on high. Once again, double kill for him. Trying to isolate these fights while he can. Headtrick just has to hide away. Oh my! What a correction. 13 HP though. Is it enough to win the 1v1? Essential knows what's up. Bomb is dropped. Zvi, though, he is just on that higher plane of existence right now. Cleanly checking all these angles. He will look away, steps in, and the MP9 comes out. He thought, this is one of the key things, right? Maybe a little bit instinctive. There's a man in that corner with an M4, with an AK. His barrel's probably seen around the corner, you know?
Yeah.
Or like round the wall. But because he had an MP9, he's not spotted. So that makes all the difference in the 1v1.
It's true. It is actually true. Small things like that. So low as well. So even picking up the bomb straight after, any damage dealt towards him is going to see him off. And it does break the economy in Nemiga now. Low buy out for them. Well, I say low buy. It's a full buy, but with low amounts of firepower. Just got themselves upgraded pistols as they go for this. A couple of Mach 10s to try and round it out. Going to come down. Alex playing anti his FAMAS for 2. Beautiful. Essential add a little bit more. He tapped through that smoke. And the last one, the Glock, seen off with ease. That was a force buy by Nemiga. This is a no buy coming out for Nemiga too. So we're talking about round number 24 once again needed. And this time, you know, it was a 13-11 towards bait in map number 1. That's what Nemiga are probably going to be hunting for because they can't do anything in this one.
Alrighty then, let's see. Really, really keen stuff here, man. Massive round. On the horizon, one would assume nothing's going to happen out of this. But if they can get the bomb plant, you know, I think it really does make a difference. So that's absolutely, oh, what they are going for. The AWP going to drop. Let's relax. Let's relax a second. Okay, for a moment there, I thought that CT player was also going to drop. There is the bomb plant. Couple heads roll. Not going to make too much of a difference, right? AWP going to be recovered. Should have enough money to just spread out the buy. But it is that bomb plant. Just eases some of the pressure onto Nemiga, I think, to make sure they have the full-on buys.
It will actually mean they can, with that bomb plant, squeeze out an AWP if they really wanted to risk it and go into half armor. You know, it would be a little bit sort of a kind of a fragile AWP. Not quite a glass AWP or a glass cannon, but still slightly fragile. But either way, 12-11. All down to this, right? Are we going towards overtime? Nemiga going to close it out 13-11 and take us towards Dust 2. The two sides have been pretty inseparable, but Bait have had a little bit of the momentum at the tail end here.
A lot of underpass presence. Molotov goes down well to sort of split them. Xanta finally, you know. Oh, God. Last round of the half is going to go for it. The double nade. He's right there. Oh, MPL spots him somehow. Might have even come up on the minimap, maybe. They're going back in with another one. And MPL, he knows what's up. Right idea, guy. And he does get the bag. Okay. Goodness me. This is a mess from Nemiga, bro. Just trying to boost as much as they possibly can. One of them's got to work, right? Surely. But no, they will be absolutely shut down by Bait here. So overtime, it's got to be.
Just sending bodies in, aren't they? As many as they could in towards window, and it wasn't working. Ah, it's not going to get any better. Last man at range will not be able to do it. So overtime required. 12 all and a few more rounds now on the docket to decide who's going to be taking this map. And I mean, potentially, if you're bait, this series too. For them. You look into this with now a vast difference that comes through. Where definitely opens up quite a bit. Momentum feels quite heavily in favor of bait. The CT side feels like it's starting to click as well. Just maybe a chance. Nemiga. Trying to be reset, so at least they got that going for them. Not a good start, though. Not a good start at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. From bad to worse. Just Khan left. So, Bait will get their 13th after all. It is a struggle to get there, but this feels good. Solid foothold. Streak to get it into the overtime. Win that first round. Such a common occurrence, as Neo and I will know, that it often swings the other way. Suddenly, the removal of that pressure to close out the game means that you get the first overtime round. You know, you just go for something wacky or a strat that you were like, I don't know, man, that's a bit risky. Maybe we shouldn't. Well, now you've got the room to work with, and often it swings in favor of the team that, like, conceded the overtime, as it were. Not this time, though.
Okay, for Bait. Momentum still keeping in their favor. All right. Out of 13 to 12 now for Nemiga. Pressure is on in a slightly different way. Like you were touching on, it's not about that pressure to close on a map now. And normally it feels like it comes off the shoulders a little bit, but I think it's now about pressure of gaining back momentum and not allowing Bait to, I mean, get three as a worst case scenario, 3 out of 3 on the CT side. But, you know, if you can stop them getting 2, that'll be really good, give you back a bit of control and all the rest. But I don't know, I feel like even if Bait go 2 for 3 in this first half of CT side, it couldn't even be enough, just because you know how good they were on the T side too. For a lot of those rounds, they looked very, very comfy.
Santa on the creep. Risky Bob's already found an opener. Is he going to check his angles? Are they going to join him? Is he going to get peeked into? Oh! No! You saw him! Oh, man. 5v3. Just Alex, MPL, and Headtrick that remain. Bit of presence from Alex on this B-bomb site, but they're still looking to get the better of him. They're really not giving too much away, so a nice little move here. He eats a grenade, spotted out. Can he get one here? No. So that might just be all she wrote. Honestly, you don't really save in overtime, but I'd advocate for it here.
Yeah, I mean, a 2v4, it does feel nigh on impossible, doesn't it? Wow. But yeah, I think it looks like they are going to save. Just in the sense, like you said, right, it's one of those where you don't really normally advocate for it at all, but it is just one of those where what can you actually do? You got an AWP of MPL who 3 points of HP, Headtrick with that AK, which you obviously want to keep alive. So, yeah, just keep hold of what you've got and let it be. Lee's got the right idea, though. Smells a bit of blood in the water. He is definitely going to have a little look in, and he might potentially get a chance to drop in this AK-47. Swing, but he will fall. Down he goes. 13-0. Final round of the first half here in OT. Once again, like I said, if they go 2 for 3, I really don't feel like that's too bad, really, at all. Nemiga do it, though. It does change the conversation a bit, because it will be them reclaiming momentum and all the rest.
Early nades raining in. Bit of a strike here. MPL saw them coming. Only eats 1, I think, or at least minimal damage from that second. So no early frag, but a soften up could make the difference. Nemiga taking a sweet time. Window smoke comes in. Keep that presence over there. They're pretty confident of an A hit here, though, Bait. So I do like the setup right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like they've called this right. Head trick shoots on the jiggle. It actually does little or nothing. Oh my god, he deals some damage. Head trick. Still, might be a bit of a nuisance. He actually gets it off with a 5-7. Comes that util nade over. A carpet bomb from above that drops him with pretty decent effectiveness as well. And attacks an MPL at the end to actually make it a near flawless final round. And of course, Bait going 2 for 1. They only need now 2 on this T side to see it off. Oh, my Nemiga, pressure's on, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. We'll see here. Really clean stuff from Bait in recent memory. Again, have to bear in mind, Nemiga, they managed to get to 12 first and let things slip. We were 12-4, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 in a row from Bait, and it's kind of just continued into the overtime here. Really good luck for them, and showing us why this Mirage is one of their favorite maps, right? And unfortunately, on the other side of things, maybe Nemiga showing us why it's one of their weaker maps.
Yeah. Dwindle, that's for sure. Head trick. Misses that shot again. It's a smoke. Molotov comes down. Risky Bobby actually won't get out of there. I mean, Xanta takes a fair decent amount of damage. I'm not actually too sure where that spam came from. It must have been a spam as he crossed. Got caught on a rogue dinkle too. I don't think the Molotov would have affected him because of the smoke that comes down. I think it probably would have kept him somewhat okay. Both on the C and the CT side, where we've seen Hedrick try and take that BAPS control. So I'm holding from it. That time he tried the entry into it. He hit the shot as he followed the AK out. Alex, what a slight gap here. One of the few times I would actually say pushing the smoke might actually net him. Little bit of favor. They're pushing out from ramp, but can't for the first. Firebox spam. Spots nothing, and it is a complete shutdown towards A.
Yeah, looking good here. Head trick on Tetris. One doesn't matter. Nemiga have evened it up pretty quickly. That's an egregious round as well. Only losing the one player is a really great look. So Bait will be worried. Bait will be worried very, very early on into this T-side campaign. Would have been nice for them to net the 15 first, but not going to be the case here, and they don't even come close.
Yeah, that's true. All tight square. At a 14-14 spot. IO, we could be on for something. Can't. Breaks open the smoke. It's nothing. How? Is that not hit? That looked dead on to me. Hedge is actually the one who walks away, slightly limping.
Spy taking the mid control. Kind of wild the way that some of these exchanges are going. There's really no telling who's going to come out on top of a number of these fights. Really slow build up from Bait though. A lot of noise going to be heard by Khan on this AWP. Smoke comes over. He misses the shot. He's not trained. He's not ready. And Spy out in the open as well. Really hinged on that AWP, I suppose. Goodness me, they fall apart at the seams. It's just down to Lear and Risky Bob. Trade is there for one, but surely from here, Bait have got this.
Yeah, surely this is 15 now. It's a tough one. Double AWP retake. And it is the question of, are we actually even giving this retake a go? Smoke, deep market. Oh, I don't know. Oh, head trick. Nice shot from him, Risky Bob. I think we should just get out of here. Obviously, they're going to have money, which is fine. But there's no real point. This round's not on, is it? 1v4 on the retake with an AWP. Never going to happen. And yeah. We now put ourselves again into the prospect of Nemiga maybe letting this one slip away. They had the opportunity to close us out. And they dwindled. Now where we've put ourselves is opened this door up quite massively. 15-14. Map and series point bait. All 24 rounds needed in map 1. And then the overtime might be where you see it off in towards map 2. Nemiga have let this one slip away from them. Under pressure to push it to OT number 2.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Scary stuff. The nade strike, they've been saving that one for a while as well. Really nice find. Gives them the upper hand. Exactly what they needed. MPL, feeling frisky. Looks to take the fight. No one on the other side of it. Molotov down will force the player off. MPL's confidence riding a little higher. It is Alex again on this map who is taking names. Ooh, second time of asking. Xanta nearly does go down. The molly to keep them at bay is a really nice find. Risky Bob secondary traded instantaneously. But we'll see. Xanta still at the back end. 10 HP. That's the frag that could make the difference. MPL against 3. Not going to happen. It's another overtime required to decide it here on Mirage.
These two sides inseparable. Both getting 2-1 halves. And well, we go again. Of course, Nemiga do get that arguable benefit. Now starting on that CT side. Alrighty. This is still a wild spot where somehow, some way, Nemiga have kept the flow. It looked like they were completely dead water. The opening kill, the nade comes through. Another pretty good trade comes to the back of it as well. And sadly, everything drifts away. Though, bait. Once again, that's a good opener for Hedrick. He likes his apartment area. Spots another 2. Up shot, not quite as effective, but he will just about get out of there alive.
Yeah, it takes a little bit more from the nade. So we'll see. Really keen find. Really keen. Bait did start well in the previous round, though, and just could not bottle it up, finish it off. So, a challenge, to say the least. The AWP shot hits the back wall. That one, a bit better. Captain Kirkert not realising quite how wide he is around the corner.
Still. 4v4, under a minute. Let's break up in the smoke. Nobody spotted behind it for Khan. They are actually moving up in that direction. Pop shot through, doesn't do anything. It's a contact play. Up towards B, but Nemiga have read this. I mean, everybody is here because of that one man as Y who's gone all the way around. Shot the AWP. Instead of asking, could be under a bit of pressure here. Little laboured spray. The fights are really good. So Zwei, flank all you want, my friend, but I don't know if it's going to make a difference. You can't even get close enough to deny that bomb either, which makes it all that more awkward.
Yeah, very possible. Called off. Just can't make it happen. Unfortunately, expected. Either way, Bait taking the lead once again. We'll see what Nemiga can do for us. Already down a bit money-wise. If they lose this one out, it's going to be kind of tough to get the AWPs going, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. They just got to stay hot on the heels here.
Okay. Being round found on this T side. For Bait. Still feeling like the side to, at least for the moment, be in contention. Early mid control taken here by Bait. I mean, in all fairness, they get given this pretty uncontested. Not even really fighting for it, Nemiga. They're more than happy just to let it go into the hands of Bait and then try and play retake on the sites, or at least try and fight the sites itself, sort of shell up a little bit.
Boost up in towards window. Something that Bait really didn't do an awful lot of. Again, it's just on the ledge. So no one wants to take the brave move in. Xanta. Top end of connector. Leah, meanwhile, just checking his angles, but nobody hanging around. Oh, going the wrong way. Xanta will capitalize. MPL, the next one to go down. And they are so ready here. 2 in towards Dark. Surely not going to be expected. Up the ladder goes one. Quick from Head Trick. But it is Risky Bob here. He's going to go completely overlooked, isn't he? Yeah, for sure. Nade going down. And he will deny the bomb plant. Giving it all onto Alex, who does get one. It's the orb. He's got no idea where he's at, though, unfortunately. Felt like the HP wasn't going to make a difference, but if you got back turned, then there's no way you win.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just walk straight into him. Cards had a good game, to be fair to him. 28-19, not looked bad at all. Zwei, of course, the new boy, also had a lot of moments himself. Fun around of the first half of second OT. And taking that little advantage always really does help. Especially if it was for Bait on that T side. Going 2 for 1 T side gives you a lot of comfort. Both sides went 2 for 1 T side in double OT. Huge nade chunks towards Head Trick, but with the orb, he cares all too much. Double playing towards Alex, maybe. Yeah, and they both line up. Ascential. Oh, he's going to get both. And actually comes with a bit of team damage too, but Head Trick will fall with a fadeaway shot from Xanta.
Okay, again, though, Bait have themselves the upper hand. They've been very inconsistent in the overtime as to whether they can convert these types of rounds. I don't want to speak too early. Nice little move here from Nemiga down mid. It is somewhat surprise, or is he? Really well done for 2. Down goes MPL, and the nade is sound, but it doesn't matter. Ascential's eaten one of his own, so he's on 4 HP all alone all of a sudden. I figured Leo was going to get caught there. Not the case. Double peek in, and it's Nemiga that swing the lead in their favor now.
Yeah, still, everybody going 2 to 1 thus far when it comes towards these CT sides. Just showcases Mirage, really, in a nutshell. Map which is very one-sided, and in that sense, oh, maybe we have to look on the other side of, can Bait do more of the same themselves? Real conversations that are being had, though. Both sides are more than happy just to let it play out, go straight back into it, no bother. 16-17, though, like you said, Nemiga, that side advantage. Molotov gonna come down. Khan does get the opener. Ascential gets caught. That's a lovely shot.
And another one for him as well. Looking very good here for Nemiga if they can hit 18 early. That third map threat is definitely on the cards. MPL, oh, he's just not respecting what's going on. Meanwhile, they've created space on A anyway, so they can just go anywhere. 1v4. Head Trick, hero of the previous map. Looking to be the hero of this one, I suppose. I think he's just been spotted there. Ooh, maybe not. He's out and about. Bomb on the way. It's kind of like, okay, I'm in this position. What do I do with it? Quick scope lands, but he ain't ready for Risky Bob. And there you have it, 18 for Nemiga. So, 2 rounds in a row take us to another overtime. On the Bait side of things, it's a big ask.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Okay. 18 now. Nemiga. Map and series. No, not map and series. Map. And pushing it towards a third map in this series for Nemiga. That Dust 2 as well, like I said, you know, it's been a while since we spoke about it, but Dust 2 is a pretty good map for Nemiga. It's one that they've really been trying to incorporate towards their pool. It does go there. I'm saying if, because there's still a world that it doesn't, but if it does go there, maybe, just maybe, a chance for Nemiga to pull off that reverse sweep.
We'll see. Nemiga left pretty low here after the mid exchange. Flash over the top forces Captain Kirka back. MPL. Ooh, doing it. Risky. Doesn't go too far, but still risky. However, it pays off. He takes another name. He's able to keep the control of the middle area and might even go back in for a bit more.
Yeah, he's heard that. Oh, but it doesn't matter regardless. Hear it all you want.
Head trick.
I don't know. This is tough, man. Might still make something of this, but he does hit the important shot.
Yeah, just about. Xanta trading out, but doesn't really matter all that much. 18-17. Bait with one more. Nemiga with one more. Which way will it swing? Where's the wind going to blow for this? A difficult question. A very difficult question. I'm sure if I had the answer to that, I might not be. I'd probably be in the casino or something. Either way. Looking for this extra overtime. Nemiga looking for that extra map. And of course, both teams looking good. No real question marks. Captain Kirko and Essential a little quiet. Lear a little quiet, you might argue. But all the same, that's about the case for both teams. Just going to come down to where this exchange ends up. Really, really tough calls here for Nemiga especially.
Nice nade. Decent chip damage. Actually makes Xanta and Risky Bob, now especially with the second one behind it, a little bit more vulnerable to the M4s. I mean, they have that tap ability rather than the double dink normally required. MPL sort of backs up in towards that nade, in all fairness. Taking quite a serious chunk himself. He did spot one, I'm sure of it, yeah. And Captain Kirk will see it off. Maybe this game's not done just yet. This Mirage still might have a little bit of life left in the eyes of it.
Possible. Very, very possible here. So we'll see what the threesome can do as they work their way towards the A-bomb site. They are somewhat ready. Setup's not amazing, but certainly is workable. Molotov buys a bit more time. Oh, Khan fancies his chances. Yeah, he's keeping around it. Ooh, can't land the shot. It's close. It is close. That's probably going to start to give the game away now, though. Late smoke comes in. Flash over the top. Captain Kirka works with it for two. Trying to end the round all by himself. Not necessarily going to be needed. 18 HP for Zwei is not quite enough. All the same, it will be an extra overtime required. Triple here on Mirage. All the rounds on Mirage.
Still some life left in this game, right? And it still feels like it is pretty difficult to call. Zwei just stays alive, I guess. Save the KD. I can get behind it. But still, a very difficult one to call. Both of these sides, somehow, some way, got a bit of life left in them. And are making this a competitive game when it felt like it, should have been done a while ago. And yeah, look where we are now. 18 all. Tack time are going to be called here by Nemiga. Try and see, of course, what they can do to make this one stick a little better. That T-side was unfortunately lackluster for them. They had a couple of opportunities. It didn't work out. Over on the A stream, the Zero Nasty Eyeballers game has actually gone to a third map, which in itself is pretty wild. No surprises as to what map Zero Nasty won. Anubis, their map. Ridiculous amount of maps they've played on that. They've now hit over 100 this year on just Anubis alone, which is more than some teams have in terms of their entire map pool.
Indeed. Orbs trained in here on their respective angles. It looks to be more of a mid-presence from Nemiga. Seems as well, whichever team starts off on this T side has always had a disadvantage. Flash comes in, head trick, keeping cool, as you would at this stage of the game. He's like, you know what, maybe I still fancy it. Maybe I still want the fight. Nate going in. That's close. That is close. Not quite the frag, though.
Yo. Made up in that smoke. Might want to peek behind it. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Shot peek, the timing. It looked there for Alex, but unfortunately, it's not working for him. Molotov over towards short. Stop a wrap up in case that's where they're looking to go. Kirker will smoke Palace. I don't know if they're going to be expecting a sandwich play. I don't think they would have seen the trajectory of that smoke either, so he might still go slightly overlooked.
Yeah, possible. Zwei, meanwhile, hanging around. Smoke going to go down soon. There's got to be a fight over there. It just depends on which way it goes. And of course, Captain Kirker is kind of panicky, not really sure as to which angle. He finds it, though. Up in through the connector. Him having the ramp position is really going to be dangerous. Great little crossfire coming round. Headtrick's lost his head. Oh, man. This is rough. So much damage done. So much damage. I mean, MPL, get that nade in, and you never know what you might find. Flash comes over the top, trying to get the head. Not going to happen. It's all down to MPL. Eats too much there. Nade is good, but he takes way too much damage, and Nemiga will take it. They're lucky to do so.
Alrighty. Not bad. Another one put on the board by Nemiga in the classic fashion. They needed that one in the previous OT. Couldn't do it. They're coming towards another one, and they make it stick. 19-18 scoreline for Bait. Right back to the drawing board. Nobody survives in that one. So much damage dealt, but here we are. Mate, they'll ask as well how much of fatigue starting to play in. You know, Rasadi's already played a best of 3 today. How much is it starting to have a little bit of effect? It's been a pretty long day. The best of 3 was early this morning. Been around all day, Counter-Strike and that, and you know, we're deep now in towards this Mirage. 3rd overtime on the race for 22.
Yeah. Damn. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been this deep in an overtime, you know? I'm not gonna lie. CS2 feels like it's been moving pretty fast. The games, you know, the series, not necessarily one-sided, but you know what I mean? Like the maps just finish and not as many overtimes. A lot of 13-11s recently, but the odd one bout of overtime. But a triple? No way, man. No way.
Except this is going to be a bit of a banger game, though. These two sides, obviously, recently have started to make a name for themselves in the tier 2. Obviously been working out for them. Leah, a lot of damage taken to that molly. Xanta, just keep up behind that smoke as it fades. And Molotov will come over, send the out. Heading over towards jail. Nade comes down, doesn't really do all too much. The Molotov behind it as well is now ticking him. He's in a bit of trouble. And he does get a kill before falling, which at the very least is good. Alex gets one on a bit of a fade away. As MPL steps up and it puts all on towards the AWPer. 10 seconds. Bomb collected, 1v2, has to try and do something miraculous. I thought for a second that no scope had a bit of legs behind it, but no. And Bait again tie this game up, 19 all.
Okay. Time to decide then, Nemiga. How is this one going to go down? If they can get that second T-side round, you know, it would break the precedent ultimately, and maybe be a key turning point, putting Bait on the back foot into that less favorable side. Early mid presence from both teams, spamming away from that CT end, not able to find anything. However, going a bit aggy on the T side now, and also nothing on the end of their AKs.
Come on. It's the first nade. There's a decent bit of damage as Khan and Leah combine. Yeah, a decent amount of damage has been done on the other side too, but the numbers still very, very favorable. Look at this lurk, however. Captain Kirker. Oh my. He is deep in the back lines. He's going to get checked. The timing. Oh, yes, he gets caught. Zwei somehow hits that with basically just a pixel to work with.
Crazy shot. And it might just turn the tide. to be honest. They're still unsure of where they're going to end up. Advancement through ramp. Headtrick, you feel like, has got the info that it is going to be that B play. It's difficult here, man. I don't know that it matters all that much. They really were banking on A, and unfortunately, it's B. So all kinds of hope have pitted out with this bomb now being planted. So indeed, Nemiga, it looks like they are set to do it. At the very least, will give themselves that favourable T half.
Okay. Sent the out. We first contacted this right-hand side. Oh, he lines them up, but can't make it work. Nemiga will be taking this lead here at the end, heading in towards that second half again for them. Which, honestly, for the T side, going 2 for 1 is not bad at all. No side have gone 3 for 3 on T side just yet. So that in itself, it was like maybe the, once again, advantage that was and is needed. And again, we thought that was the case in towards that previous overtime. We know how that one did drift away. We can't completely count this one out. It's a weird game which seems to have a lot of life still left in it. Heading towards that second half. He can need just 2 rounds. Bait needs to go 3 for 3 on this T side to take it here in OT number 3.
Indeed. Quick burst coming out from Bait. Oh, they're maybe losing it a little, but we'll see. This could work. It could work. Don't get me wrong. Trades are in. 2 on 3. The AWP goes down. MPL's had enough. 2 versus 2. Bomb going to bail, and they will look to move towards B. Even little things, Alex just dropping that bomb, you know, getting way ahead to clear out the site and not take any risks. It's a wild call, but that's what overtime's all about, man. What's with the Molotov? Just
yeah,
just go for it, guys.
Here's this flank coming through, which is big, and the timing's pretty solid here for Risky Bob. It's going to get up in towards apartment. Santa looks like he wants to join him. You make the short jump? Of course he did. So one up in towards short, one towards apartments. This is a pretty good spot to be on the retake. There's always a market player expected. They've contacted up and nothing being heard or seen. MPL, does he get checked? Does he get his timing? No! Turns away at the worst possible moment. Alex Bomber's actually planted for him. He jumps out and he's going to get caught. Oh, Nemiga look like they might be about to push this towards a map number 3 as they now have a massive advantage in doing so. Bait. Tough one for them. Once again, these T-sides haven't exactly been brilliant.
No, it is true, man. It is very true. They have struggled in the overtime. I think a lot of teams tend to do so, to be honest, just with the way that it can go down, it can pan out. So we'll see. Really problematic stuff.
Okay. Nate on that smoke. Not going to spot anything behind it.
Oh, MPL down below. Looking at trying to get this first frag if there is someone to come his way. Really dangerous game. The AWP's right there, though. The AWP is right there. Going through Con instead. Gets the catch. And back out. The AWP ready, though. Yeah, maybe overthinking things ever so slightly. Khan makes it away. 4 on 4 ensuing here. Bait looking, hoping for this. Senfial not spotting the push, but the flash gives it away. We'll see what he opts to do. Senfial's somewhat ready. Dink lands through the corner of the chipboard. And Spy will survive. That is insane.
Dwight does get caught. Versus 3. Time ticking. 35 seconds. Haven't got a hell of a lot of time here, but Bait now take Numbers advantage. Xanta trying to hold them on the cross, but I don't really know he's going to be able to do so. Oh, and actually can't. Going to get caught. Looking like Bait are staying alive, at least for the moment. Bit by bit, keeping afloat in this. Xanta, all that's left in a 1v3. He has absolutely no idea where they are. 21-20. Last round of OT3. OT4 is a possibility.
I know, it's true, man. It's true. I think maybe getting to that phase where the game's just going wild, you know, it's not making any sense anymore, and the rounds are really, really questionable. And the thing is, as well, you have to bear in mind, like, the fatigue, you know? I think that we get it a little bit on the cast and everything, trying to keep up with what's going on, and you've not had a minute to just gather your thoughts or whatever in quite a long time. No ecos either, you know, to just slow it down. It's just endless Counter-Strike. Nice find with the nade. Advantage Nemiga then. They've gone for something very similar. Thread a player in. Ooh, through the con. Alex with the find. Makes sense. 43 kills for this guy, but he's traded. There's nowhere he can go. Just 2 remain. Lovely little move up here. Are they ready for Risky Bob? The answer is no. It's down to Headtrick. 1 versus 3 to stop it going to a third. Bomb plant faked. He's not considering CT at all. Oh, what? What is that shot? I mean, he's down to the AWP here, but oh my goodness, that's a fair send-off from Headtrick. 22-20, however, Nemiga will take it. Does 2 required to decide this one. Insane. Absolutely insane map, and it ends in a pretty crazy way too.
Yeah, ridiculous showing that we've seen throughout this game, but now we head in towards a third map, and yeah, what a marathon of a game, and it really does throw maybe a little bit of a span of the works when we head in towards Dust 2, because we got one side about it where, you know, both of these sides are to some degree going to be feeling this fatigue. They're going to be feeling tired, and I think now, and you have to look at it too with you know, how Bait played games this morning. I'm not actually 100% sure if Nemiga did play today already, and I'll double check now, but you know, regardless, off the back of a triple OT, you're going to be feeling it in some way. And just checking, they haven't. So they didn't actually play today, where Bait did. So Bait, they were up early this morning, warming up, ready for that game, which was, you know, relatively early in the morning for them. And yeah, a long day, safe to say. MPL looked better towards that map though, which is good from him.
Yeah, for sure. He had a bit of a stronger performance there for the Kadir player to watch, of course. I think really, really solid stuff. To come through from a couple of individuals, there was a few names missing on both sides. We'll not point fingers at those, but Alex has had a pretty insane showing for sure. Really, really impressive stuff coming through from, you know, one of the older guard players within this Bait squad. Headtrick not too far behind, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Dust 2, anything can happen. This is going to be another wild one, right? Just with how long that's gone on, and then you end on a Dust 2. It's like, yeah, it's just kind of the dream, whether just on autopilot, rolling through, see what happens, you know, test the water with some rushes, etc. Really scrappy game here between these two. Not finished just yet, though. We've got that third to decide it, and it is a big matchup within Group C, of course. Nemiga looking to stay flawless. Bait need to separate themselves away from the rest of the field. All the same, we got to take a break, a much needed break. We'll see you on Dust 2. Welcome back in, everybody. A very, very, very long Mirage there takes us to this third map, of course. I think the sort of deepest map that at least I've done for a while. We've not been doing every single cast together. I feel, is it maybe the same for you as well?
I think it is, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the longest one I've done in... that I can remember off the top of my head. I mean, I think maybe the last one I had was like a good couple of years ago, and I had like a quad or quintuple OT. And I'm pretty sure off the top of my head I was solo casting it too, so it was rough, dude. But yeah, that was that's the longest one I've had in a hot minute.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I mean, it just goes to show. We came into this, we said these two teams, it's going to be a close one, it's going to be a hard one. Bait may be the lean, but that was down to sort of where the veto was. They very narrowly took it on Ancient, right? That one's maybe deserving of an overtime in a sense, but didn't get it. And then on to the Mirage. We were like, okay, series maybe over before it even really gets going, unfortunately. But Nemiga defying the odds, subverting expectations. Really fair play to them. Not the best map in the world, but again, it goes to show that Counter-Strike, when you got these maps coming in there, the Mirage, we sometimes lean on it. We didn't mention it too much on that map, but it's a dangerous pick because everybody plays it. And when you're in a pug, as these guys were, to be honest, for a good 75% of that, you really are going to feel comfortable, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. It is just, I think, one of those where that's always the inherent risk when you look towards a map like Mirage, is that, sometimes somebody just has a pretty good game. I think, Zwei looked very good in those CT sides, playing a lot of those high-impact rolls over towards A as he's anchoring the site, and I think he just really stopped that bait side from being able to get as much control as they used to. They were given mid control, which was fine, but you can't get towards the site, so ultimately didn't make too much of a difference. And now we're looking towards this third map, and I think we're both probably sitting here thinking, what are we expecting? Dust 2, of course, is where we're heading. It's a map in which Beta played 5 times and Nemiga played 4 times. Both have won it 4 times, of course, with Bait picking up just 1 loss of those 5, but Nemiga 4 for 4, 100% win rate. It's a very good map for both of these two teams. Somebody's hot streak is about to be broken in some way. And yeah, I don't know. It feels like a weird one to call for me. I just think, obviously, you got a little bit of things where maybe fatigue setting in some sense, especially over towards Bay. You've already played today. Off the back of a long Mirage as well, where you lost. Maybe that lingers over in towards map number 2. Who knows? And we know that, as you've seen so far, every map, Bay just seem to always start slow.
Yeah, no, it's true, man. It is very, very true. I think there's a real argument here with where Bait were at as well towards the tail end of Mirage, that maybe the mental is going a little bit. They've had a slightly longer day. This is Nemiga's only game of the day. It's nice and late. You maybe don't have to wake up as early, and you can kind of get stuff done, or you can just be chilling, play a different game, right? Not even set yourself up massively. Whereas Bait, they've come in, they've got that early game. Then they got like a weird sort of break in between, that's also something that's a bit of a challenge to deal with, where it's like you don't have time to get anything going. So you kind of just have to stay present and a bit tense and a bit in the mindset of competition. Maybe they're running VODs or, doing some prac runs, that kind of, maybe they got a scrim booked in the middle, right? It's difficult to say. So I think it's been a long old day for this Bait team, and this third map, it might just be a bit too much to ask of them, honestly.
It's true. It's true. I don't know what kind of the mental resilience is going to look like over towards this Bait side, right? I think there's definitely sort of an argument to be made that maybe a little bit of tilt creeps in. Maybe there's a little bit of kind of awkwardness where for them, they're just still sort of feeling the sort of disgruntled. I mean, triple OT to lose is a heartbreaking way to lose, in all fairness. Either way, we are live. Map number 3 here in this marathon of a series gets underway. And, I mean, expectations are all over the place. We have no real way of calling it because so far nothing has gone to plan throughout this game. It's been a wild and wacky one. I'm expecting more of the same on Dust 2.
Yeah, me too. Khan round the corner. Makes it away, just about. Relatively unscathed. Of course, confident to keep the swings coming in, but at the end of the day, not much happening thus far. Smoke comes over the top. Flash to back it up, maybe, but no. Just going to be the smoke in. The USB's at range. We've seen this one a million times. It's a flash from the CT side. It's good, but the shots, not so much. Santa goes down. The Glocks have now closed the gap. Now it's their domain, and they bring it into a 4 versus 2.
I'm down. 4 Bait, that's good. It's a tough retake. Valir and Dwight really just feel like they don't have a hell of a lot to work with here, if we're being completely honest. First fight. Oh, does damage towards MPL. He is so lucky to be alive, but he just doesn't need to even swing, if we're being completely honest. He does opt to do it, so he's still confident in his own ability, but he really doesn't need to. Oh, a couple of kills at the end for Leah. Ain't bad. But it will be around, nonetheless, towards bait. They start well in towards this one. And it will, of course, mean bait break the curse a little bit. Strong starting towards map number 3. Always pretty good for them.
All right, is that going to be the force buy back in for Nemiga? We've seen great efficacy from these force buys across the course of the series, I will say. Generally in the middle of the maps rather than, you know, after losing that pistol. But all the same, really, really important follow-up rounds. Bait have got to keep the pressure on and just really hit the ground running here. I feel the nade strike leaves MPL on 2 HP. So lucky to be alive. Might go down a little later on, though.
Contact play. Out towards long. Ooh, foot spotted. Yeah, dead man walking there. Calm. The second he gets tagged, aim punch will do the job. Bursting towards upper B. Nobody there. And that will be that. Round the bomb goes down. You know, a long flank going to come through, but I don't really know if they're going to get away with a kill here. Maybe with how low MPL is, potential, but even still, it's not going to make a grand difference. And head trick is going to be that first contact regardless, if they were to come towards long anyway.
Doesn't look like it, to be honest. So kind of a slow finish. It's kind of nice after so much fast Counter-Strike at the end of Mirage there with, you know, buy after buy after buy after buy. It is nice to get a bit of slowdown here and just have some players saving and the round not go as aggressively. All the same, into the early buy here. Nemiga, big fans of this. We'll see what they can do.
For sure. First bite for Nemiga. He feels like it's the one to set the tone, but whether that's for better or for worse, I really don't know. For Nemiga, I mean, I've not caught this Adam Dust 2. I know they got a 100% win rate, but they haven't got a huge amount of reps. Not too sure how much of that is down to only the other side being a little weak on it, maybe. Obviously, a bit of fortune plays in all the rest. Nice long aggression. One spotted towards Carp. The CT player also spotted too. Captain Kirkett somehow avoids the spam for as long as he did, but go down regardless.
Khan and Leah moving in. Slow but sure. Alex. Ooh. Nice spot. Oh, a nice readjustment. Big kill to find. And they're going to maybe bite off a bit more than they can chew. I don't think they're expecting all the T's to still be the top end of mid. But Zvi, this guy is a mid criminal. Those cheeky pushes and headshot angles. We saw him do something very, very similar on Mirage. MPL ready for another. Oh, not ready for this flank, though. That's so clean, but it's all in vain. Easy pickup for Risky Bob. Goodness me. The scrappage is here to stay.
Alrighty. Back and forth, and Nemiga for them. At the very least, getting their first gun round is really definitely going to help in terms of their sort of internal game. We'd seen maybe how things had felt at times a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit weird, and all the rest, but that will help a lot. Taking this first. Once again, make them feel a little bit better about where they're at. Of course, puts a bit more pressure on towards bait too. They can buy back in, which is good, but what they bring is not as comfortable. Just I look more in terms of long-term util, because get yourself into a post plant, you might struggle in terms of the util around setting that up, and that's where things feel a little awkward.
Head trick leading this charge here, although it is more of a Slow waltz at the moment. Not much speed coming in. We got a little bit of the new boost up box. But Khan not going to take it. Nade goes in. Minimal damage. Still going to help. It's just round the corner. They're crabbing in. Kind of a classic on short. He's not going to respect this. They're trying to cross round, and Xanta maybe a little carefree there. Leaves Khan all alone, and now he knows what's up, man. Yeah, they're going to start coming from all sides. It's well found for one under pressure, but not enough, right? Man advantage for Bait.
Philia holding for a push. Might actually get it here. Ooh, he tucks his head just as MPL was checking. Flashbang will come over. And not the flash was long is good. As Headtrick gets caught versus 3. And this is where I spoke about that long-term utility where they don't have a lot to work with in a post plant. Have to just contact Alex for the first. And now Cynthia thrust into a 1 versus 1.
Ooh, drops back smart. Lovely little bit of movement just to get away. Got that timing perfect. Risky Bob. In for a bit more pressure. Wow, the HP making all the difference. The fact that Cynthia was still healthy. Headshot lands. AK picked up. I'm pretty sure he already had one, but either way, Bait will take the round, and Nemiga starting to struggle a bit.
We are now potentially looking at, once again, where things can start to slot itself into place for Bait. Money in a bad spot. Nemiga, no buy. Got 1 nade, 1 smoke, 1 flash. Just USBSs, and not even a true gamble stacking off his. Nade comes out towards long, but don't do a hell of a lot. The smoke goes in towards doors. Looks like Bait are going to play this one as a slow round. They've got no real long control, if we're being completely honest. And because they've got a player in towards pit too, they don't have to commit to an A play here. Nemiga can actually afford to gamble stack B because they know they haven't crept out along here.
Yeah, they're not really sure on the Bait side what's on the other end of things. So just playing it quite slowly. They've got to obviously work their way in and really do need to, again, grow the gap. We've seen how important that is. 13-11, triple overtime, nearly quadruple overtime. So a really close series thus far, right? And I think that that kind of boggles the mind of Bait a little bit as to how they have let it come so close. But therefore, maybe looking slightly better at the moment. And again, as we mentioned, super important game. If Bait win this, it puts both teams on 4-1. If Nemiga win it, then they are 5-0, right? And they are absolutely locked in.
Okay. A little push at the end here. Any kills would be nice. I don't know if it's going to happen, but... Molotov was Xbox. Stop anyone jumping up. Everybody decided to stick around MPL. His Mac 10 going to get caught. Not the worst thing in the world to lose, but definitely don't want to give it any more kills. Hillbone is always a nice thing to have. Speaking of Mac 10s, Captain Kirker doesn't check his angles. Honestly, 3 kills is pretty decent. It made it quite expensive at the end there. And it will kind of force a fairly hefty reinvestment out from Bait, which in itself isn't too bad.
Indeed. Very true. Very true. Always going to be happy getting some kills in the old hard eco. Full eco. However you want to name it. But they're back round with this buy. We've got a Mac 10 for Leah. What's he going to do with that then? Ooh, the boost coming in. Head-trick. Don't matter. Don't matter. I can be making it a bit easier. Bigger target for Khan, he says. So there you are. Advantage Nemiga to begin. It might be short-lived depending on how long goes. Leah getting into the mixture with his Mac 10. Not able to find anything.
Spam on that smoke. Doesn't do a hell of a lot. First fight. MPL going 1 for 1. It's terrible there, but numbers still favor Nemiga. Leah up close too. This Mac 10 in this position, very difficult. The shadow will betray. It's Seaside tries to push through it.
Swap up at the AWP. I mean, that's a little overkill, wouldn't you say? I don't know. Maybe the primary AWP is dead, I guess. So it doesn't matter too much. Either way, trying to work their way in towards B here. Actually looking to get the AWP involved. Zwei is not moving. No reason to do so. Wait until his teammate is set up and beautifully timed. Really well found. Trader's going to be there. Risky Bob's got it hold. However, Alex will take him down. Should be able to get the bomb plant in. The round itself on 25 HP, I'm not so sure about that. They are split. If they move together, they should be able to isolate him. Quick scope is not quite quick enough. It's a secret little move on high. He gives himself away. No scope is all he could go for. Xanta takes it. Holy hell, I can't keep doing it. And Nemiga will move up to 2.
Close. Very close to isolating them. The timing was a little off there for Nemiga on that push in through the window. I mean, Xanta's just a little bit slower than his fallen comrade. And that, for me, felt that there was maybe a chance. But in the end, no. And even with that bomb plant, not enough for Bait to buy here properly at the very least. They are actually tempted by the force, though. It looks like attack pause to come through. At least we have 2 investments coming through. Yeah, I was going to say, it's a bold call to go for a full investment, but it looks like they actually are going to do it. Alex refunds the Galil, goes to a Mac 10 with Util, and AK out for a Sential, and yeah, everybody else buying in towards this. So full investment coming through for Bait. Now, normally, I wouldn't really advise this just because it's not exactly the comfiest of buys. However, they've had a lot of success in these T-side half buys where they've seen kind of Tech-9s get up in the face. I mean, I can already picture 2 specific ones on Ancient and Mirage where they made these sort of rounds stick. So, again, I can't really completely count them out. Sure. Let's see. The Nemiga have learnt their lesson, but even still, I do look at these Bait force buys with open eyes just because of how good they've been.
It's true, yeah, it is very true. Oh, Zwei going to be turning away at the worst sort of time. He's a bit panicked here. It's now just about buying time for his teammates to come in, unfortunately. Dead man walk him. Doesn't take any with him. Bomb going to go down. This bomb site, of course, notoriously hard to retake. Do they still want to give it a go and risk giving more guns away, etc.? Right, it's a really difficult call. MPL takes another. Surely you got to set from here. Yeah, and indeed. AWP scooped. Out they go. 5v3. Big one from Bait. And you called it, sir.
They seem to have just this slightly different mindset where it's super aggro and this very quick tempo. And it works. All 5 surviving, at least for now, at the very least. They are looking around for fights at the tail end. I think they're surviving towards CT. But yeah, all 5 surviving at the end is pretty wild. They keep themselves afloat. 5-2 now. Nemiga. Fortunate situation for them where they have a similar sort of awkward conversation to have in the team about how they're going to buy. They had to sort of buy because of the saves that come through. And they do squeeze it out. MP9 and FAMAS get brought to the table. Actually enough utility where it's not even really considered a low buy in my eyes. But yeah, this is a wild one.
Xanta finds his first out towards long. So Nemiga may be back to the winning ways. Time gonna tell. Bait have got some control at mid, of course. What are they gonna do with it, right? Always used to be a classic, the mid to B split. I think we've talked about this before, to be fair, but like it really feels like it is missing from this iteration of Dust 2. Not a lot of teams wanting to go for it. Maybe these new volumetric smokes make it a bit harder. I don't know though, man. You got that one that drops down from the roof. So
True.
I'm not so sure. Either way, they're going to try and contact it. Can't. Says no.
Katagurka going to double back with that short play, but a 5v2 feels hopefully unlikely here. Molotov. They're forced to go through it. And into the hands of Xanta and Leah, who see it off flawlessly. Answering right back and once again putting bait in towards an awkward spot. MPL's sort of in double loss here. So they might actually buy. Yeah, they kind of have to. MPL's in double loss bonus, so they sort of have to buy. Awkward one, to say the least. We'll be a timeout for an Nemiga. That also gives time for bait to discuss too.
Not a very nice position, but they have a bit of something. They have a bit of something. There's not much behind it, but in terms of the surface, it is kind of decent. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious as to what the game plan's going to be here. I would imagine something a bit faster. They've really enjoyed these types of rounds where they move in a bit fast, try and get the catches. And yeah, I mean, they've got a lead to protect.
It's true. Attack ball's done. Nemiga. For them, close. Find this round and honestly, should tie this game up if we're being completely true, right? In the sense of money will be broken over towards bait and I'm just getting a little dicey. Also towards back blue. Smoke out towards door. Captain Kirk dealt a little bit of damage, but not enough in which it's kind of for them to go off. He maybe done about like half damage. Potentially they could have tried to sort of pop through those doors and all the rest, but very slow one from bait. Lower tunnels towards mid, up towards cat, but still no guarantees. A pretty strong A-hold here.
Nice find from Leah. Nade in, does a lot of damage. Second one does even more damage. Oof. That is rough. Might even be just to give it a go in the next, but then I don't know, you need to get this econ sorted out, don't you really? It's not like it's the best buy in the world. So, and if you saved here, you would have to win the next one, otherwise you're just really shooting yourself in the foot.
Xanta holding. 30 seconds. What are we doing here? Double AK, double Galil. And by the looks of the time, maybe we are just calling for a full save here. I thought they were maybe grouping up for a long play as a bit of a last hurrah, but it seems like they're just calling it. That's it. Round done. I thought they were going to go for a long play at the tail end. It's only a 5v4, but I think it's probably just the fact that everyone's taking so much damage. Nade did a good chunk. Spam was pretty solid too. That'll be that. Nemiga going to find a fourth. And yeah, good luck for Captain Kirk. He's trying to buy around them too. I mean, what would we bring in? Tech 9 maybe? Half armor, bit of util? That's more or less all I can really think that he can bring to the table. But then again, half armor against M4s is always in itself a little uncomfortable to see. Yeah, economy in a real rough spot. It's getting sort of hard reset here with another go at this similar sort of buy. Double AK, double Galil, that was saved over. Definitely weird with no money added to the tally. They just don't have the util.
Early utility out from the CT side. We'll just keep them at bay. Yeah, I'm very, very curious as to what the plan is going to be here. Oh, panicked shot there. Misses all the same. 7 HP done to Alex, not loads and loads. So that mid control comes round. Nemiga have got a fair bit of utility still to work with. But where is the finish for bait?
There we going. Looks like still leaning towards B here. One close left. This angle, this late in the round, doesn't really get checked all too often, especially if they've got flashes coming from deep backside. That is a beautiful flash, but actually I think Zwei goes just a little... I'm trying to be risky, I say, goes a little early. Zwei still finding shots backside is a beaut. The last man on own quantity crossing the side, can't catch him with the AWP. Nemiga tied this one up, but completely massacre the Econ over towards Bait. And that'll be not only a 5th take by Nemiga, but probably a 6th too.
Yeah, one would assume so. Looking really, really good now for Nemiga, actually. Gaining a firm bit of control on this CT side. Again, they struggling in the past few, but had a bit of a run early on. Felt like a very similar story the whole way through this game. Once a team figures it out, they'll string a few together. Nice pickup from Khan. And he's able to drop back as well.
Hedrick making a little move up. These the Eagles. I'm not expecting a lot. Risky. We'll find a Sentiel. Nice and easy. Double D's of Captain Kirk and Hedrick. Got to dig deep here. They got an AWP hole in them. And Khan should be able to get at least one more to his tally, if not both. Oh, second shot misses. Pistol pulled out. It's still not quite doing it. In the end, Khan. We're going to quad kill to close it. Not too shabby. 6. Nemiga guaranteed bare minimum a tied game. Might even be able to steal away a lead just at the tail end of this half with this nice little run of form at the end.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty chuffed with themselves, the way that it has gone down, the way that it has panned out. In the same vein, I thought Bait might check out a little bit, you know what I mean? And might really just go super aggressive and a bit carefree with it. Speaking of carefree, we're up mid aggressively here. Head Trick taking 2 heads with him. He knows what's up. He knows there's a bit of something going on. There he is. That's the spice that NIP saw all those months ago. Down to the 4 versus 2. And he knows there's another one in the longhouse. Might have heard those footsteps.
Calm. Will cross. Clear out towards long as well. Very tentative by Bait. Despite having the numbers. Being completely honest, they could probably just waltz anywhere and just win it off the back of fights alone, but they keep peeking in towards the AWP, and it very nearly gets precarious. Now they run out towards B, though. They know the last guy's A. Lear gets smoked out. Good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a creep in. The player on the other side, they're not going to be expecting him, but he makes the noise, right? Gives it away. Bait will even things up. Pretty keen finish from them. We'll see. 6-6 once again. This is Mirage all over. We'll see in a few.
Oh, well. Welcome back. Second half underway, and as with every map we've had so far, this one, no different. Still even as 6-all scoreline, heading in towards the second half, and a sort of near impossible one to call as well. We know both these sides like this map a lot. Have been incorporating towards their pool with good amount of success rate. This pistol could be huge. MPL for the opening double.
Lovely find. Really lovely find. I mean, the trend has been Nemiga picking up the pistols, right? So if Bait can flip that, I think they'd be very happy indeed. And that it would be their second pistol of the map here as well. Head trick hidden away. Drawing them in. Oh, can't quite find the kill, but it's a fair bit of damage onto Xanta. I still fancy their chances. That smoke, oh, felt like it was a little too deep. Nearly too deep. Either way, bomb's gone down. Smoking a molly to buy them some time. We'll see. Rotations towards the tunnels as they feel there ain't no way they're getting through the doors. USP of Xanta has been picked up. He loses his head. That's what had to happen. MPL having a great one here. Risky Bob, though, suddenly. It's a 1v1 out of nowhere. This is what the Glock can do. The USP can do it too, though. Oh, and Alex is happy about that.
Yeah, making sure they know about it. Bait needed that pistol. And them taking it is going to help massively. Of course, let me get a bomb plant. So I'm expecting a T-side force buy. Yeah, there we go. Still going to come through. I think it's the right call. When you get a bomb plant, 4 kills behind it, buying in some discretion, I think is the right call for me on that T-side. And that is what we're going to see come through. Well, 7-6, and 4 Bait themselves winning that round, winning that pistol helps massively. They, of course, going to buy their own. Not a good start for MPL. He gets caught early. That's definitely going to make this a little harder. Of course, considering the buy is actually pretty good towards Nemiga, you make an argument that might actually be better towards Nemiga. Triple Galil, an AK-47, and a Deagle compared to what's left of a FAMAS Scout MP9 and a 1 premium rifle.
Close. Does get one. Trade is there, though. This is not looking good. Not looking good at all. The Scout. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of with you. I think it's a bit of a sideways logic here. We'll see. We'll see. We've still got this M4 in play.
Calm. Moving up. Slow shift walk in this area. And Calm might get a good timing here, in all fairness. One out towards long, one towards CT. And it feels like he might just slip the net. This car player is probably a dead man walking. Will be triggered. Oh, not even trigger discipline. Just a downright whiff. That very nearly cost his teammate his life, but that was rough.
Indeed, Essential on the MP9, the only one left here. His position going to be revealed, and he might just look to get out of here. We'll see. Actually, no, opting to stick and take the fight, but a lovely angle there from Risky in kind of the 2v1 situation. Very specific angle, but still quite nice.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. 7-all Nemiga. It did feel like that force buy for them was actually better than the other side. Where it was, the Scout and the MP9, the FAMAS and the rest. So, at the very least, now, at 7-all, we do have a force buy and response for Bait, but they don't bring a hell of a lot to the table here. 5-7s are scary, yes, but even I can admit it's a 5-7 lover. This one requires something badly to go wrong for Nemiga. And it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. One more spotted out in the open. No chance.
No, sir. Still got a couple left, though. Might be able to get a bit of a drop. There is that isolated player in Leah on the other side of the map. I don't think they're really expecting him to be isolated that far back as well. So indeed, he gets the catch. It's all going to be on Essential. And it's just niceties at this point. Should easily be this Nemiga 8th. Yeah, you're right. Essential.
can you actually even do here, if we're being completely honest? Honestly, his best option is just keeping hold of his pistol. It's better than nothing in the next round. I think that will probably be the case. I mean, there's a potential of being hunted here by Xanta. He's sort of got the right idea. And he's also being wrapped from the B site. Xanta should be heard if he drops down towards Xbox. Like that, for example. Xanta seems to have the note about this. Cynthia going to touch himself, but going to get caught. Didn't expect him up that close. No save at the end. And really just nothing gained for this bait side. Nemiga take a lead, and it should be able to extend it to a 2-round lead as well. As there won't be a buy into round number 16. Bait dwindling. Wouldn't mind attack pause in towards the next gun round, that is. Potentially give them a chance. Got one nade for Head Trick, which I'm assuming is going to go out towards long. I might give the USPs a bit of a chance of getting, you know, a headshot or a couple of body shots to see off a rifle, but I feel like it's asking a lot. And he comes through and it doesn't even do as much as they would have hoped.
No, true. Yeah, it doesn't even like set up one for a dink. Still, Captain Kirker will take a name. And that's a gun. That is a gun. It's not as easy across as they might think, but it is there. They've got to know there's going to be someone watching for it. There you go. The battle to get across. The sacrifice to get across. Decently done. There's 2 guns now, including an AK. Might even just chill with this. They know that B's going to be compromised. What's the point in throwing yourself at it? Take the rifles into the next.
Yeah. You take yourself a couple of AK, well, 1 AK and 1 Galil, a couple of rifles. You take that all day and around, which was always a throwaway. However, the Galil is gone. Head Trick. Interesting. He's looking out towards long here. Can't. Spamming. Head Trick can't be seen from here. A little nervy. A long push. Oh my god, this is really dicey. It's an unorthodox angle for Head Trick. If he just peeks in towards long, gets one for free. There it is. Swept down behind it as well. I think he should be okay saving here. He'll spam behind. Yeah, AK stays alive. So honestly, I don't think that's terrible from Bait. That was a round which we didn't expect anything out from them. They're walking away with an AK, a few kills. It is what it is. Still, Nemiga, 2-round lead for them. Back into the buy for Bait. Lose this one, and Nemiga could probably get all the way up towards the likes of 11, probably. And then at that point, that is where the pressure is really on the shoulders of Bait.
Can't. Spotted. They're not fast enough on the flick. Still, we'll see how Nemiga reacts then, moving down below quite quickly. Just a long old route in towards mid. Nobody around. They're trying to make noise to draw peaks, I think, really. They're looking for the fights. They've got players top mid. But no one on the Bait side is stepping in, really.
Sure. So, back over towards CT. A pop flash for a short peek. Nobody peeks at the back of it. Leader actually doesn't take that control. He just looks like he wants to bait out the fight in some way, but it doesn't end up actually doing anything. Once again, pretty timid in the early part of this round. 50-second mark now, and still no real fight. I speak too soon. NPL. Brazen choice to swing on the edge of that smoke when they had no control over towards mid.
Risky Bob. In on towards the entry position alongside Zwei. They do have the upper hand here, Nemiga. Playing a slow game. Really looking comfortable. Alex at the back of the site, though. Difficult angle, but he goes down. Not 1, but 2 dinks. Essential doesn't quite know where to look. Got the right idea. They're coming from all different angles. Going to run out of ammo. Does his best. Still might not be enough. Leah falls on the ramp area. And thus, round might be back on. Big nade into the 2v2 now.
Oh. Trying to hold in this post plant. Xanta takes a hell of a lot of damage. And he will fall. All down to the AWP now as well. 1v2. Playing isolated. Swing out. No trade as well. AWP given the opportunity at a isolated fight. And he might even get it as well. Cross on towards the side. Just not peeking. Khan. That is wonderfully played. Tracks the head across and deletes. Head trick. Nemiga find a 10th. And my oh my, what a way to do it.
Alrighty then. This is getting really, really scary now. I mean, Bait, I think, not quite on the level anymore. Nemiga have hit a stride into their T side. And they're looking to maybe finish this one out quite quickly. Already clear out one. Decent info over here and can start the A site itself again. And you don't necessarily have to follow. So they've had a lot of control.
Jumps up. What a bold play. Doesn't work out. He had a bit of a slow game. Maybe now it's his round. Unfortunately, they just waltzed towards B. Now they're just beckoning over the bomb rotate. However, MPL could potentially catch them in rotation. You're going to hear all of this. The difference is, though, Hedrick can't really just waltz over too. He has no idea if anybody's holding from B. It's this lower tunnels play. This is where they can potentially catch them off.
Yeah, we'll see. Hedrick moving in. They're ready for him, though. Yeah, they're ready for him. And, I mean, it's the AWP, isn't it? If he had arguably anything else, could have at least got one, I reckon, by just swinging in like a madman. Either way, 11-7. Nemiga closing in on the 2-1 victory. Looking really, really likely here.
Yeah, this is tough now. 11-7. Dwindling away. Oh, this is a really tough spot. The Bait find themselves in. This buy really could be the last hurrah for them. Lose this. And it's probably done, if we're being completely honest. That'll be Nemiga on 12. Economy shattered. And Bait getting reverse sweep, which in itself is wild.
Nade down. No one on the other end of it, really. As Nemiga are just playing nice and slow here. I think they understand the gravity of this situation. Really not a lot of movement. They've got that long control. They're happy with that. Something that they've found quite often, actually. There's really not a lot of lean from Bait. They've got short. They've got to do something with it, though.
Zwei making a move. Gets lower tunnels control. Starts to creep his way forward. MPL is up close, but 40 seconds on the clock. Just going to drop a smoke to try and force Nemiga to pump the brakes. The thing is, Nemiga don't really have time to work with. They've got to make a move. Question is, are they going to contact through this? Are they going to pop through? They do have a couple of flashes in the back pockets. And a Molotov here too. They're making noise. Spam from MPL. He didn't need to give away his position there. And Hedrick also going to fall as well. Xanta delivers with a double. And that could be it. Oh my god, that fell apart so quick.
Yeah, kind of wild, man. Kind of wild. Really is. I think, like I say, Nemiga have stayed on that kind of high level that they were tapping into on Mirage. Both teams had a little bit, and it just feels like it's dropped from Bait. This CT side has not got going. And it feels like even if it does now, it's going to be too little too late.
Sent the out. Saving for him. Even that feels like a bit of a luxury. Might get cleared. Oh, yeah. 1 for 1. Nemiga do not mind that at all. Here's what it is. 12-7. We had a super close map, number one, that went the way of Bait. An incredibly close Mirage. Oh, it went the way of Nemiga, may I say. An incredibly close sort of Mirage, which obviously they had that triple OT, a crazy one at that, as Nemiga saw it off. And now when we look towards this Dust 2, our expectations, well, it might have been more of the same, but it just hasn't. It has been a really good showing from this T-side out from Nemiga, but just in general too from them. And fortunately, Bait, they just not quite looked as prevalent. But yeah, he might still be alive. Oh, U2 in hand. Xanto will fall to MPL. Just gets caught. Oh, pants around his ankles.
Okay, let's see. Can they stay alive here? Nemiga backs up against the wall in this round at the very least, but Bait, I mean, goodness, they are in the wall right now.
Is that needed?
Yeah, man.
You can see he's getting nervous though, right? He's had a bad game, right? So he's just getting... He's really trying to make a difference. That's a lovely shot though.
Oh no, problematic, man. Trade is there, 3 versus 2. He's still got this lurking presence in the form of Lear, though, and what do you do about him? How do you play around that? He will go down. 2 versus 2, but they're really far away here, Neo. This doesn't look great. The AWP shot lands as Captain Kurtko will be left on 11 HP. He's also been located, so needs a bit of assistance to get out. Khan? I don't think so, buddy. But at the very least, he's located both of them now. They know what is up. Risky Bob, the aggressive angle here. Good timing for the double spray down. And Nemiga will take it. Their flawless run continues and finishes in Group C. Absolutely great season coming in from these guys. And Bait, unfortunately, just could not keep it up. That very